biggest.
Oh, I'm talking about. Lee, goal or no goal?
I think it's a goal.
Wait, Lee, goal or no goal?
Goal.
Jamie, goal or no goal? Marco, seriously, honestly, you say no goal. Dante, you say you don't know and you're an Arsenal fan. They're found and they're still Dude, ref, hold your nerve. Hold your nerve.
Please.
Sit.
Please. He's going to rule this out.
That's ruling out, isn't it?
No. Come on. I can't believe this.
He's not going to give the goal, is he? This is one of the... This is...
Oh, this is...
Out, no goal.
No, this is a joke.
Yeah!
Is it no goal?
No goal.
The biggest disgrace...
Sam, put that in.
That is the... No.
Get in there, get out of me, get out! Oi, oi! Yes! Set piece again, ole, ole! The other way round.
That is unbelievable.
Oh my God! All over him.
Disgrace.
All over him like a cheap suit. All over
Look
him.
at Trossard holding
Look
him
at him,
down.
look, he's all over him. He's all over him, mate.
Do you know what? Do you know what? That is, you've literally got 3 Arsenal players wrestling West Ham players to the ground, and they don't, and they give that is one of the biggest.
He's holding him by the shirt as well. Oh my God! Have a look at him holding him by the shirt.
You're absolutely insane.
I'm not insane. That is not insane. You're insane for not seeing it.
Take your Arsenal hat off. Take your Arsenal hat off.
Okay, Ben.
Have a look at him holding him by the shirt.
Let's talk.
I can't believe
In my opinion, when that ball comes into the box, I think, in my opinion, there are at least 3 different incidents of Arsenal players holding on to West Ham players. Is there any contact on David Raya? There might be a tad. How you give that as a foul and not then a foul on? It is one of the biggest, most disgraceful decisions you will ever see in Premier League history.
The Silver thing the other day. He never got a foul.
Premier League.
We're talking about this. This is what all of your fans do. We're talking about this.
The Premier League.
Right, listen, don't get angry. It's not our fault. It's not my fault, is it?
I'm not blaming you.
There was a clear foul on the keeper. He's dragging him by his shirt.
You see that stuff every single game. Put everything. They never give it. Say you want to give it, and in the box, Declan Rice is wrestling Mavropanos to the ground, and you give that as a foul on the goalkeeper. The Premier League is an absolute joke, and it's finishes the league.
Joke, absolute disgrace. And do you know what? We would be saying this if it was anyone. If this was if it was West Ham on City, if it was anyone else, we would say the same thing. That is never.
Also, by the way, Abby, how many replays? 20. And by the way, I swear to God, I'm a neutral on this. I would prefer Arsenal to win it over Man City. No joke. I just think that as a decision is an absolute disgrace. And I promise you, I'm not anti-Arsenal. I would rather Arsenal win it than Man City.
Go on. Just for pure justice. Go on.
Oh my God.
Oh, another chance.
Give the penalty then, ref. He pulled him down.
Come on.
You know.
If anything,
Is that penalty then, Ben?
You know I'm saying anti-Arsenal.
No, Ben, I promise you, mate, I would rather Arsenal. That decision, mate, has just pissed me off. It is never, ever a foul.
It's definitely a foul.
Lee, please, can you say foul or no foul?
Yeah, I think you can't judge everything that goes on in the penalty area during a corner. You'd be giving penalties and disallowing goals every goal.
Why is you not giving the West Ham penalty then? Give the West Ham penalty. Give the West Ham penalty.
Looking at that.
Ben, I respect you so much more if you were honest, mate, and just said it. I'm sorry, mate.
My point of view, well done, Arsenal. Well done, Arsenal. Well done, Arsenal. Well done. Well done. Well done. Get in there, yes!
What do you mean relax? It's the last minute of a Premier League title race, mate. How are you supposed to be relaxed?
Tell them to relax. They're starting on me. They're starting on me.
Completely robbed him. It's not about you, mate. They're completely balls that up. That is an absolute joke. Absolute joke. You see it every single week. Every single week on the keeper. Disgrace. Absolute disgrace. And if I was a West Ham fan, I'd be even more fuming because that can be the difference of them staying up. Joke.
For such a crucial match to be decided on that is such a shame, really. I mean, I think if that was in the old days, if you were fouling the goalkeeper, then fair enough. But now there's so much wrestling that goes on in every penalty box for every set piece that I don't think you can rule out goals for that.
Lee, that corner is happening every single time, and yet this is the first time they called a foul for a goalkeeper on it.
And if it's a foul on the keeper, it's a foul on every other player who's being wrestled.
Yeah.
So.
Also, sorry, if you overturn that decision, why are you not giving a West Ham penalty then?
Which is what they should have done.
Retake the corner.
I think that's one of the... do you know what? Do you know what? I'm sorry. I don't know.
That might be one of the worst refereeing decisions I think I've ever seen in Premier League history.
Oh, ever. You're going to say that.
Also,
I don't need to say that. Sam's saying it to you.
Oh, yeah. That's the worst thing you've ever seen in the Premier League.
It's up there. It's a disgrace.
It's a disgrace.
I don't believe it.
It's a disgrace.
Honestly, I promise you, I would much rather Arsenal win it for the first time in
22
years.
Mate, I know that.
That's for me, mate.
I know that.
We'll get excited here. Again, I'll try and explain myself in my opinion, then I'll leave it over to the team, okay? When that ball comes into the box, there's grappling going on. There's some of the Arsenal players are fouling some of the West Ham players. Is there an arm on David Raya, Ben? Sure. But what I don't get is how you give that as a foul, but not a penalty for West Ham. And also, you see those sorts of incidents every single game in the Premier League. The lack of consistency is ruining this league. But Ben, do you agree with that? You see those incidents every single week in the Premier League.
You see that? Yeah, you see that. Not on the keeper, you don't.
Do me a favour, Ben. Do you watch football? Do you watch football? You just at the restaurant all the time.
Just at a restaurant
right, all the time, clearly, because you clearly don't watch football if you think that's not.
The only thing you'd say
every single week.
The only thing you'd say is there are different rules against keepers from everyone else.
There is the normal players, yeah.
If there wasn't an arm on the keeper, they would have not even.
There's a shirt pull on the keeper.
It's a disgrace.
There's a shirt pull on the keeper.
And there were multiple shirt pulls on Mavropanos and Tadibo and everyone else.
That happens every time. That happens every game.
He's holding him by the waist. It's a penalty. If anything, it's a penalty.
Every game.
Right, as does that on the keeper. So
I don't know whether that does happen every game on the keeper.
Well, I would say me and Sam sit here week in, week out, as does Lee. And how many times do we see that in every season?
Ben, I've just gone on, and this is one example you're going to see now. First game of the season, Calafiori scores at Old Trafford. Gabriel's leaning into the goalkeeper. Same thing here, no foul given. Lack of consistency, absolute disgrace.
Yeah, I just said something else about another game. You just quoted me.
No, I quoted you because what you and Arsenal fans in particular.
Don't say me and Arsenal fans. I'm just buzzing. You're ruining my buzz. I want to celebrate this.
This is driving me insane. I can't be arsed anymore. I can't be arsed. I actually can't.
Hey, I'll be safe.
It's not because I can't actually have a normal conversation.
You are having because you're irate. I'm not irate.
You literally just said
I'm not irate. Who's irate? I'm just sitting here.
What do you want? The clip? Like, what do you want?
Abby,
what are you going on about?
He's entitled to his opinion, Abby. We disagree.
You asked me.
He's entitled to his opinion.
Again, you asked me an opinion. You just said you were quoting me because of the City thing, and I was about to answer you, and then you go into me again.
Let's
what I'm going to say.
Go into you. I'm all right. I'm quite chilled out. I'm just I'm happy.
Ben,
I'm happy.
Again, be happy. You've just won the league. No problem. All good for you. What we're saying is just be fair. Just be fair. That's a disgraceful. It's a disgrace.
I disagree with this. He's not got an opinion.
Yeah, but I don't think you're going to get any Arsenal fans saying disgraceful, am I?
He brought up the City one.
Well, I also brought up a different game.
I did that as well. Same thing.
No.
We were talking about that particular incident.
Yeah, but hold on a minute. He just brought up another incident, so I backed myself up.
You did it while it was going on. So we were saying, but in this particular incident, it shouldn't be the same way you said about the Bernardo Silva.
Let's get back to the incident. This by the way is literally gonna dominate. Goodness me, you know. By the way, listen, I think it's a goal. But listen, I'm sure there are people out there that think, got boys in there. Some lad said to me they think that was a foul. Everyone's got their own opinion. I just personally think that it's not that. I don't know, Lee.
Yeah, it's just the whole thing's a joke. The whole corner situation is a joke in football now.
Yeah,
because you're allowed to do whatever you want, and how can you?
If VAR was in, would that have get disallowed?
No, that wouldn't be. That would be goal. That would be a goal.
VAR thing as well, wouldn't it?
But there's so much wrestling. People not even looking at the ball anymore. They're looking at the player.
I know. It's messy, mate.
If we slowed that down, we could pick out 5 fouls, couldn't we?
Yeah.
5 penalties. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, 3 penalties, 2 fouls against, and then the keeper. So
yeah, it is different rules with keepers, isn't it?
It tends to be, yeah. They tend to lead a charmed life, don't they? Where they can do what they want, and then if you even touch them, I think the weird thing is that I think the arm across was being looked at. I think the pull on the shirt is probably
that's
more
what
of a
I was
foul
saying. That's what I was saying. The pull on the shirt.
Yeah, but then everyone's pulling shirts.
Yeah, but it's different. It's the keeper. The keeper's trying to get to the ball. He's trying to reach the ball. If he can't reach the ball because he's getting the pulled shirt.
But then I guess Mavropanos is trying to get to the ball by heading it, but he can't because Declan Rice is rugby tackling him. So we could go around in circles on it, couldn't you? It's a shame that. What's a shame is that's how it gets. That's how it's decided, isn't it? It's like that's
Yeah,
great moment of drama.
It's what football's about nowadays with VARs.
Yeah.
It's deciding in other ways, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I think this is not the last time that people are going to be talking about this over the next couple of days. We are going to finish the show. Final word is next. Majestic, Pardew, live on Torture Channel. I think we all need a bit of water and maybe something else. See you next week, probably. I don't even know when we're next on.
I'm going to go Friday after work pint, number 5, mate.
Number 5.
There he is. So do you want it? You ready?
Yeah, go on.
In number 5.
Number 5.
Friday after work pint. You've worked hard all week. You know, you want to go there, just have that first pint. You've earned it.
Number 4.
Beer garden pint. This can happen any time of day.
Good pint.
Any time, any day of the week. Yeah. Saturday afternoon, meet the lads. Sunday afternoon.
Good pint.
Right, sun's got to be
Number 3.
Football pint. The football pint's in. You meet your lads, meeting up Saturday afternoon or Sunday, whatever it is. First pint, in you go. Hey, we're going to get a beer again.
Yeah.
Number 2.
The holiday pint. Mr. O'Hara wants that one. Yeah. When you get there, you've done the journey. You've gone through everything you need to do. Passport, security checks, the journey. You get out, you smell, you feel a bit grubby. Don't care. You get on wherever you get to then you get to your destination. Bags get dropped. Sit there. You've earned this pint.
Yeah, it's a good pint.
Good pint.
That's my favourite.
There you go.
Number 1.
Yeah.
Airport. It's the only one, mate. Airport pint. It's the only one. You're there. It doesn't matter what time. Not with lads. No. Doesn't matter who you're with. If you're with me, 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, 3, whatever it is, that's the point.
Do you know what's disappointing in this whole, ranking that we've done?
Have I missed something?
Yeah, well, your missus. There's not one pint that involves your missus. Not one. Where's Hannah in this?
I'm at the airport with her.
No, you're not. You're not at the airport with. You're with Razor Ruddock.
No, hold on.
Hold on.
Let me
Hannah's involved in none of these pints.
No, hold on. I'm at the airport with her, definitely. I'm definitely with a holiday pint. I'm definitely with football. I'm definitely not.
Good evening and welcome to the Final Word Phone in here on talkSPORT with me, Majestic, alongside former West Ham gaffer Alan Pardew. Wow, we are just getting over that, and I'm sure you are too. Arsenal take another step further, closer to winning the Premier League again for the first time. Stop that. We got a gooner on the buttons tonight. 22 years. And West Ham fans, you must be absolutely fuming at that. We're going to get into that late controversial VAR call that could change the top and bottom of the Premier League table and could change the fortune of either Arsenal or West Ham for years to come. 03717 223344 with draws across the rest of the league as well during the other games. It's been an incredible weekend of football. Still loads to talk about. 03717 223344. It's Majestic and Alan Pardew. It's Sunday night. It is the Final Word Phone in on talkSPORT. Pards. Wow. I'm getting over that.
I don't know where to start, man.
Where do we start?
Well,
We've got to start with the decision, haven't we?
yeah, I mean, when you look at it in slow-mo and, all the replays, you have to be disappointed that Pablo's put his arm across him there because the keeper has had enough pressure as it is to think that he might have made an error anyway, and may not have collected the ball. It didn't look like he was going to catch it. It looked like he was going to paw at it. But the arm across meant he missed it completely, and then obviously it's ricocheted out and it's smashed in, and it's definitely obviously behind the line. It's a goal. But I can't bring myself to think how difficult that decision was for them to make. You know, we all know the importance of it, you know, and he's sitting up there having to do that VAR. Fair play to him. He made the decision. I think it's the correct one, if I'm honest, as much as it hurts me. But, you know, I'm just disappointed in Pablo. I don't think he needed to do that. I really don't.
Nah, because that's the thing. I didn't really clock that. I thought they were looking at the goalie of one another.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, that's not a foul. That was clear. That's fine.
Yep.
Then you see where the arm is. And
well, I thought initially, because it looked like it was in, didn't it? It looked like it obviously hit someone behind the line, but he looks behind the line without actually seeing a replay. So I thought, that's in. Oh, wow. I mean, before that, the chance for Fernandez, and then, you know, the goal from Trossard. Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable game, really.
It was, you know what? We was treated to a heavyweight slog last night, wasn't we? Between Dubois and Fabio Wardley. Wow, that was impressive. We'll talk about that later as well. But that game there.
The second half was, you know, so even. I mean, I don't think, if someone said to me, oh, it'll be 0-0 at half time, and the second half will be pretty even in terms of, you know, handling this pressure, dealing with a game situation, chances. It was an even second half, and West Ham must be so disappointed. And it leaves them, doesn't it? Leave them in a terrible position with your boys playing tomorrow now.
Unfortunately, I did say this to Carlton Cole on Friday on the sports bar. I called myself Mystic Madge.
Mystic Madge.
Last week, I got it. There's the music.
It's right on cue.
And did I not say, Marco, it will be a very tense game, 0-0 for a long time, Arsenal to get a late winner, because it will be hard to endure what Arsenal have got. You know, for 90 minutes, and it happened. And I think the next thing to happen, if you're a Spurs player watching that, we're going into Monday's game against Leeds, who now, I think, are Leeds safe after that today? Possibly, I think they might be.
Got the league table in front of me. They got 43. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, because they only get 42. So the only two teams that can get relegated are Spurs or West Ham.
Yeah.
So that's what we are now down to. Wow. So that's now factual. The problem we envisage is West Ham looking like they're not getting a get out of it. -20, so they got, you know, the goal difference is not in their favour. They're now some distance behind with a game in to spare.
Hello from H, who's a very jubilant gooner, says, evening gents, phew, that's the only time I've ever wanted VAR.
Yeah, I know. It was incredible. It's one of those games you're never going to forget, are you? No. Because it was just so monumental. We all knew the pressure, and, you know, Manchester City fans all watching it, you know, hoping, like West Ham fans, hoping that a goal was going to be given, and we get a draw, and we'd have some jeopardy going into the final part of the season. But, you know, now that gives the Arsenal a cushion, and you can't help thinking that they're going to give Burnley a bit of a run around and get maybe 2 or 3 goals.
Goal difference, pump that up.
Yeah, and that could be it.
Well, it is an exhilarating start to the show. So much to talk about. Live on talkSPORT this week, we bring you the live coverage of Spurs taking on Leeds and Manchester City hosting Crystal Palace. Don't forget, download the app to hear all of the action. But for now, it's about you, your calls, and that hugely controversial game. Is it a foul or isn't it? Pick up the phone. That number.
Is it enough? I mean, I kept thinking to myself, is it enough to overturn that arm across? That's because obviously he's given the goal, isn't he, the referee?
Yeah.
So VAR, you know, it has to be obvious and certain, etc., etc., etc. I'm sorry, West Ham fans don't think that. I'm sure many of them think that was not enough in it to overturn it.
03717 22 3344. That's 03717 22 3344. The phone lines are now open. We are ready to speak to you. Have your say here on the final word. That's what this show's all about, is you and your words. Big shout out to everyone who's been messaging us already as well. Al, the Arsenal fans, joined us. He's not been with us for a while. He said it's my sincere apologies, Madge and Pards, for not being on the show recently. I've not been very well. Oh, we send our love to you, Al. Madge, it says, Madge, be honest, if that's Arsenal had the goal ruled out, would everyone be crying like this? No, it's a foul. Arsenal are champions. West Ham are naff. That's from Ryan. Right, let's go over to Aaron, who's an Arsenal fan. Aaron, how much do you love VAR?
hate VAR, but it was the right decision, wasn't it?
Do you know what? There's so much going on in that box that I'm going to have to re-watch it about 5 times because there's everyone pulling and dragging each other. The fact of the matter, on Raya, there was a foul. And
100%. He puts his elbow into his neck. Any other team, I think, there's no debate.
I don't know about any other team because the one thing I would say with the VAR, especially on keepers, how inconsistent it is. Because I'll tell you one thing I know about Spurs, our keeper's been bullied at corners, throughout the season. Listen, is that you winning the title now?
I think it's the first time I'm starting to think it is, to be honest. I'm a very cautious guy. Don't like to get overly excited, keep measured, but you look at those final 2 games, the context around them, it has to be. Surely it has to be.
It goes to show you how difficult it is to win the league, doesn't it? When you look at your record, you've only lost 5 all year, and yet you're still, spluttering and trying and fighting for every, then the block from Gabriel at 1-0. I mean, you're still having to fight and, to get it over the line. It's so difficult to win. I just want to give a little mention to one of Arteta's subs today, Odegaard, the captain. He come on and he just showed a bit of composure for the goal and a bit of class, I thought. He made a big difference when he come on.
Can I ask you guys one question?
Yeah, fire away.
David Raya this season, where does he rank in the best individual seasons as a goalkeeper?
Oh, he's been phenomenal for you. He's been absolutely phenomenal.
Compared to the other years of great goalkeepers, where does he rank in Premier League history for this season?
Oh, he's up there, but, I'm thinking back to the Peter Schmeichels of 95s and 6s that I've seen. He's had moments of that.
And his son.
Like that. But
his son at Leicester.
Yeah, exactly. But don't forget, there's been some moments where he's had tiny little moments. So he's not had a perfect season.
Oh, you're talking about Ray? Yeah. He's been pretty good. I mean, his distribution is on another level too.
I'll tell you what, and again, this is why I rate Arteta, because he had a difficult decision in getting rid of Ramsdale. Ramsdale, I always say this, and Aaron, see if you agree with me. This is from looking from the outside in. Aaron Ramsdale was a key component on getting Arsenal fans back on side because he embodied a bit of Arsenal. He used to turn around, get the fans on side, and he had to get rid of him because he could tell that, do you know what, to go to the next level, we need Raya. And they went and bought him. They had the season where he was on loan and then he became a full-time player. I think it was very brave of Arteta. How hard is it to change your number one like that?
Well, it is very, very difficult. And as you say, a bit of a crowd favourite that he was at the time. To take him out and put Raya in. But I mean, if you'd seen him at Brentford, you'd have known that there was, a lot of class there, and his distributions was always on show. That it was a level above most keepers, and I'll say 99% of keepers. But it's been his all-round game. It's been magnificent. I think Sam Matface had him down as his player of the season, and I can see that. I think he would have been on number one on a few people's lists.
Yeah, no, as I said, he's been phenomenal. I'd say probably in top 3 of goalkeeping seasons in the Premier League.
No, I wouldn't put him in there. What? No.
Oh, we'll talk about that later. Let's go. Simon, he's a West Ham fan. He joins us. Simon, how you feeling, mate?
After that, gutted.
Yeah,
because it does. Every decision this season, VAR has gone against us with everyone. And if that is up the other end of the field, that's a goal given to Arsenal. It's let's check the club badge. Oh, it's Arsenal. That's all right then. West Ham have had nothing from VAR. VAR has absolutely ruined the game. We're sitting here, we're out of the country, elated by a last-second equaliser, and then VAR has just destroyed it. If we go down, we go down. But it's the disappointment of getting something out of a game that we should have got something out of.
I mean, to be fair, Simon, the team were excellent second half, weren't they? I mean, it didn't. That's what's really galling about this West Ham team. In this last 10 games, they do not look like a team that should be getting relegated.
No, but they are going to be relegated, and that's a fact. But the decisions, you've got to look back at some of the decisions West Ham have not had. And people say I'm a conspiracy theorist. Keep making controversial decisions. It's not rocket science to get it right first time. Why is it so?
Well, I'll go against that, Simon. I don't think there's been major corruption in our game. I really don't. And there has been some manoeuvring of financial affairs. Let's put it that way. That's obvious. That's happened at a number of clubs. But I don't think referees
and to be fair,
bribery and all that.
I could give you about 7 or 8 different things this season as a Spurs fan. I feel have gone right against us.
Yeah, no,
and I think a lot of clubs probably.
Listen, I was at Fulham yesterday, Madge, and this is becoming a bit of a problem in the game. Right? There's a sending off. The first sending off at Fulham wasn't sent off by the referee. It went to VAR.
Oh, yeah.
Then it was a red. The second one looked a very obvious red, and I was sitting 150 yards away. The ref didn't give that as a red. He sort of went, I'll let it go. I'll give him a yellow, and if it's a red, the VAR will step in, which they did step in, and then, it's now a red. So is it starting to affect referees making the actual decision?
Yeah, there and then.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go to Steve. Another West Ham fan joins us. How are we, mate?
Hello, mate. Absolutely. I'm absolutely fuming with that decision at the end. If that was at the other end of the pitch, it's a goal. To be fair to you, it's honestly, mate, that's a disgusting decision. There's a lot of jostling in the box. I don't know whether, obviously, they didn't pick up the Arsenal geezer that had his arms wrapped around one of our players.
Yeah, it happens all the time in the box, doesn't it? We see it, you know what I mean, Steve, all the time. People getting pulled to the ground, etc., etc.
Our player jumped up, and obviously you use your arms for leverage and stuff like that. That is an absolute... I'll tell you what, get us in the Championship. That is proper football. Proper football.
Yeah, no VAR there, mate.
Premier League. It's all for the big teams, mate. Honestly, that is absolutely disgusting decision. And I was watching it down my local pub with West Ham and Arsenal fans, and even the Arsenal fans were saying, what the hell is that on about? That is obvious. That is disgusting decision, mate. Disgusting.
Do you know the difficult thing is, Stephen? I'm just watching it back now as I talk to you because there's so much pushing and shoving going on. It's like, which is the first foul to take place? That's what I think. That's exactly. That's what needs to be looked at.
But also the referee, he's refereeing the game. He hasn't seen anything gone on there. He's played on and give the goal.
Exactly.
And the actual
game. If that's the championship game,
it's a goal. Yeah, 100%.
So you're playing football, right? All these leagues, you're playing football with 2 different rules. Is that not right? You're playing football with 2 different sets of rules.
Well, two sets of referees. You're actually playing the game under. That's the difference. Yeah. You've got a referee on the pitch, and then you've got a referee who is the FA Cup final referee in the VAR at the moment. He's the one who's designated to referee the cup final in the VAR, and he's overruled him. So you're getting troubled decisions, and we all know, and we've all played football, and we've all seen at every level there are grey areas in decisions. They're not all cut and dry. And I put this one, it's not cut and dry. It is a grey one.
Keepers get too much protection, mate. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of jostling in the box come corners, especially at that time of the game when a team is chasing, Yeah,
you got your goalie in the box as well.
There's going to be a lot of argy-bargy. And that is pathetic. Absolutely pathetic decision.
Well, there you go.
Thank you, Steve. Listen,
that's a West Ham fan for you.
Whoa.
And I should think everybody in that stadium will be going home with that view because, of course, they ain't got the beauty of seeing that super slow-mo.
No, of course not. Well, this is someone's... John the Hammer said, typical that you ever mentioned the rugby tackle by Rice. Give the foul on the keeper if you want, but look at everything else going on and give the penalty. Totally corrupt. John, exactly what I was just talking about, mate. I'm having a look myself now to see... Well, this isn't the issue. Declan Rice was fouling, 100%. There's a rugby tackle going on there. But where does it start? Where do you put the first foul? And that's the biggest issue. 03717 223344. West Ham fans, this is your chance to have your say on what you've seen this afternoon. And Arsenal fans, 2 games. A home game against Burnley and away to Crystal Palace, who I'm sure there's probably something in Eze's contract that says if if Arsenal win the league with them, then might be a bonus. Could be a bonus.
Steady. Don't start accusing of corruption down the palace.
I'm not saying in corruption, but it's just in the contract. It's probably about 10 mil, isn't it?
No, it don't mean anything.
I'm looking into it.
European final.
It is the final word. Imagine Pards on an exhilarating Sunday afternoon on talkSPORT.
Jason Cunningham was alongside Jeremy O'Hara on the Sports Bar after the game. He said he can see Arsenal shutting PSG down in the final.
Teta will not allow a basketball match. He won't. He won't.
Is it going to be a tactically defence then?
No, it won't be tactically defence, but I think that Arsenal, they're measured. Arsenal control games. They don't. Now, Arsenal are brilliant at doing that. They can be at times dull to watch because of that, but in a one-off game, who cares? I think Luis Enrique would probably want it being more open affair. I don't think Arteta will allow it.
Not the game we were expecting last night. You pointed out there, I said over 4.5 goals. I did think they're a bit well done to PSG and Luis Enrique for shutting out the game.
Yeah.
I mean, that proved there's another side to them, right?
Yeah, they can dig in when they need to. I mean, it helps they've got wonderful footballers. And I guess when you get a goal so early after 3 minutes with that attacking front line, it doesn't make the job easier. But when you've got the pace of Kvaratskhelia and Dembele, Doué can run, you've got Vitinha in the middle of the park, it does help the fact that you could just sit in there and defend because the counter-attack, no one's catching you. You're being behind them. So, yeah, it's gonna be fascinating now to see what happens in the final. PSG was probably the team I didn't want. I'd prefer Bayern. But now it's PSG. You've got to go out there and put a performance in. It's going to be difficult. And I've said it before. I think Arsenal, to win this fixture, potentially may have to be perfect in terms of they may have to put in the best performance they've ever put in under Mikel Arteta in any competition.
Is that the only way you can see Arsenal winning, by playing the best they've ever played?
I think they're going to have to be defensively. They're going to have to be rock solid. No,
they are pretty much like that anyway.
Yeah, but there's still times you give it. Like if you give that sort of opportunity to Dembele, he ain't missing that.
No, you're right.
The Six Nations, where giants do battle and legends are made. Epic sports which demands an epic voiceover every time. And actually has an interesting story as well. It all started back in 1871 when Scotland beat England in the very first international rugby match. The other home nations were a bit jealous, wanted in on the action, and after England played Wales in 1882, they all decided to hold an annual festival of international rugby, or the Home International Championship, which kicked off a year after. Now, the first decade was dominated by England and Scotland until Wales finally won in 1893 and Ireland a year later. After years of dipping in and out of the championship, France was invited to join full-time in 1910. But because France isn't a home nation, they had to give it a rebrand and settle on the Five Nations. But France were actually kicked out of the tournament in 1931. They were accused of paying players when rugby was still strictly an amateur sport. They had to wait years to be let back in. But after World War II, the Five Nations resumed. Didn't always run smoothly though, like in 1973 when all 5 teams won 2 matches and lost 2 matches. Now, because they didn't do points difference at the time, they just decided that everyone was the champion. It's like trying to keep kids happy, you know, the whole "you're all winners." In the years following, other teams in Europe started to get better at rugby and actually got to a stage where they were regularly beating teams in the Five Nations. In 1997, Italy beat Scotland, France and Ireland home and away. So 2 years later, the Five Nations invited Italy in, creating the Six Nations as we know it. In recent years, there have been calls to expand the tournament further to other European teams. Georgia and Portugal have been prime candidates to join of late. It's also been suggested there could be 2 tiers with promotion and relegation to promote growth of the sport in Europe. But the existing nations are a bit reluctant. So for now, it looks like the Six Nations, or Six Nations, or Sei Nazioni, is here to stay.
There better be like some talk of the game on this or something. Turn it off immediately. Get it off.
Yeah, we don't want that on.
Get it off.
Disgusting behaviour.
We got an Arsenal man on the buttons tonight. Whatever you do, don't go out and buy the half-time as a carton coal. Always my life. Don't buy it, yeah? Now, anyway, it is the final word phone in here on talkSPORT with me, Majestic, alongside former Newcastle and Crystal Palace boss Alan Pardew. We'll be talking about both those teams very soon, but we are reacting to what we've just seen in the Premier League. It could be the decision that wins the league for Arsenal. And me and Pards have been doing our investigation during half-time, haven't we, Pards?
Yeah, we have.
And I'm going to change my mind now.
It definitely, for me, is in a grey area, this decision. And the thing that you got to see, if you're going to watch the replays, when you see him get his arm across the player, yes, you can say that's a foul. But before that, Trossard is wrestling him, Pablo. He's not even looking at the ball. He's actually in Pablo's chest. So you could argue that that's a foul. Rice is interfering at the back post with Maranapos, the centre back, and then he ends up spinning him, trying to spin him round. He ends up in the goal. Hence why it hits him after he goes behind the goal line. So the ball hits him when he's in the actual goal, and the goal stands. So you could argue both those situations should be in West Ham's favour.
I am saying that the situation, if Trossard isn't holding him and he's not looking at the ball once. If he doesn't do that, then that next foul doesn't happen. So the first foul is actually Trossard against.
It'd be interesting because obviously Darren England, he hasn't got that kind of time. He's got, they got 2 minutes. He hasn't got it like we've got it now. We've looked at it about 10, 15, 20 times. I think maybe if he looked at that again and see those and really analyse those incidents, that decision he might not have overruled.
Wow, that is. I urge anybody who's listening right now to go have a quick look at that decision and have a look at everything in the box.
Yeah, the two things to really focus on, apart from Pablo having his arm across the goalkeeper, is the incident before with Trossard holding Pablo and not looking at the ball, and Rice in the background fouling and getting behind his player he's marking, and then physically trying to wrestle him. So there's two situations there where you could argue that the goal should stand.
Well, let's go. We've got some Arsenal fans here. Tom joins us. Good evening, Tom.
Hiya.
How you feeling after that? Is that the league done now?
Oh, of course not. There's more twists and turns in this than ever before, but I'm so glad for VAR. I've never thought I'd ever say that.
Yeah, that's a big decision for you guys.
Me, it's still a foul.
Tom, have you looked at what Trossard's doing now in that build-up? Because I didn't see that until we had...
I mean, as Alan Pardew said, I mean, it's in real time. He's there at the monitor. There's so much pressure on him.
Yeah.
It was hard to dismantle everything that was going on, but there's obviously some sort of shirt pulling and restraining and all that sort of stuff. But I think we got out of jail. The one that concerns me is the substitutions. I didn't really understand Mikel's thinking when he put Rice at right back and Zubimendi on. I really didn't understand that. I thought it was a no-brainer for Mascara.
Yeah, but in his defence, right? I'm going to say this: he recognised that he'd made an error. Was it a 15-minute error because he changed it at half time, didn't he? So he recognised, I made the wrong call there, and that's brave actually. So I actually give him a little tick in the box for that. I agree with you. I think it was the wrong decision, but at least he recognised it and corrected it. And the decision of putting Odegaard on and taking Eze off was the difference actually, because I don't think you would have scored with Eze on the pitch. I think Odegaard, when he come on, just showed a little bit more experience than Eze, particularly for the goal.
Yeah, it's I think this VAR thing will probably rebound for the next couple of days. But I don't think the title's over. I'm not silly enough to think that, being an Arsenal fan for a long time.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, everybody's going to have a different view of that, I think, and particularly, you know, if you're West Ham, and remember the position they're in, they're not a mid-table team. This team, this result massively impacts them going down potentially. So it was, you know, it's such a big call. And I mean, when, you know, we've got a still shot of here, and it's just, you know, Trossard's literally leaning into Pablo. You know,
there's going to be apologies from the old PGMOL. From
you think?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Just looking at that now, there is so much going on in that box, and I think.
Yeah, but you can't deny it was a foul on Raya.
No, that was a foul.
That's definitely a foul.
But this is the thing, Tom. That's what I'm saying. In that box, there was so many things going on, and for me, it's what phase of play is the first foul committed. And if you're looking at it properly, as we've just done for 5 minutes during the break, the first foul was from Trossard.
Onto Pablo.
Yeah, onto Pablo.
Yeah.
And in actual fact, before that, if you have a look at the front post, Sujic gets pulled down by the Arsenal player as well, but you don't really see another angle of that, so it's hard. But listen, Tom, at the end of the day, as you said, thank God for VAR.
If you're an Arsenal
fan.
Can I just add one thing?
Yes, mate.
I'm probably one of the only Arsenal fans that want Spurs to stay up, basically, for the North London derby.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to lose that.
No,
you don't want to lose that, mate. Great, listen, great call, Tom. Let's go to Gabby, who's an Arsenal fan. He was at the London Stadium today. How are you, Gabs?
Lucky, hey, I'm a lucky son of a gun. Oh, my God, gents, what an awful game of football.
Wipe the sweat off your brow, mate. Wipe the sweat off.
Oh, I didn't think it was awful, Gabby. I didn't think it was awful. There was a lot of commitment.
Alan. It was awful. It was just, we played like against PSG, mate. I might as well just not even bother going.
No, I know, but it's a different type of game. This is like, this was, you know, muck and bullets tonight. And you had to fight for everything. And West Ham were too. I mean, I was proud of West Ham's performance. And I think the manager should be as well. They put a real shift in, really worked hard. And unfortunately, they've come out with nothing. And and that's why you're champions. You've dug out a result there.
Well, Alan, I literally had to take every bit of strength in my body to not jump up and celebrate that there in the upper Billy Bonds part of it, mate. I just.
Oh, was you in that bit? Yeah.
I weren't doing like Matthew Bobby, mate. My mates weren't there, mate. I'd have got ironed out, excuse the pun. But yeah, no, we're sat on the Rattler now. We've got little Eze. She's West Ham. We've got Reece Brucey. But how old were you yesterday? 36. They couldn't even get a result for him. 36. Got Brian, my stepdad, and my best mate. And there's 2 Arsenal, 4 Gooners up there. 4 West Ham, 2 Gooners.
Oh, that's nice.
I don't take no pleasure in helping them go down. There's no pleasure in that today, gents. There's pleasure in our performance. There's pleasure in the VAR, because I tell you what, we were due a decision back our way, but Madge is going to be, and Mr. O'Hara are going to be happy as pigs him up, gents. They really are.
Guys, you know what? Listen, for me today, either way, I was like, look, you know, Arsenal on the roll that they are, they win. It's great for Spurs in the relegation battle. If it's a draw, then it makes it even more interesting. I can't be concerned about Arsenal right now. I've got my things to worry about. I've got to get my house in order.
Yeah, you've got to get your house in order Monday night.
Exactly.
I'm waiting for our friend Chalky White to call me, because he's going to be thanking me no end, Madge. You know our good friend.
Yeah, of course, mate. Listen, is that one step closer? Surely there's no bottling to be had now.
Well, I mean, listen, anything can happen at Palace, but you'd like to think on paper the Burnley game they've sent back most of their tickets. They ain't going to be up for it. And you'd like to think at Palace, they've got one eye or two eyes.
Yeah.
I don't know what Alan knows what Palace are like, so he'll have a feeling.
No,
of what
they definitely got an agenda for the final. Don't worry about that. So
they can still turn up. It's still
it's still a difficult game. Always difficult at Selhurst Park. Always.
I think City will go and drop 2 points at Bournemouth. I think it will probably be done before that game, if I'm honest with you, gents.
Great call. Thank you very much, Gabs. Just a quick one here from, who was it? I just see an Arsenal fan pop up saying, guys, the pair of you are so bitter about Arsenal doing well. One sec. Pards all season has said he wants the Premier League to come back to London.
Thank you.
Then he said, especially Majestic. I was called magnanimous by Matt Lucas, the Arsenal fan, yeah? The comedian said, man, you're very...
There's no anti-Arsenal agenda here.
And he goes, get a grip, will you? The foul on Raya was clear. Scott, the Arsenal support. We all said that. We all thought, and we agreed that...
When we started the show, we said it was a foul. But now we have reviewed the situation. And
this is why...
And we would urge you to look at the coverage again.
And that's why Chris's message here is very good. He said, what is the rules when multiple fouls occur at once? Which foul takes precedent? Why is the West Ham foul on Arsenal versus Arsenal fouls on West Ham players the priority? Where is the rule that states that? That's the explanation the officials need to explain. And Chris is absolutely right. If there are a few different fouls going on during a period of play, which one takes precedent?
Well, it should be the first one, shouldn't it?
Well, that's what you'd think.
Yeah. And we both agree, although admittedly at the start of the show we all said, it's a foul on the goalie. We now change our opinion to the fact that Trossard's fouling Pablo before he fouls the goalie.
Yeah.
That's our assumption. Do we agree on that?
Agreed.
Yeah.
And everyone can agree that there is a clear arm and a shirt pull on Raya.
Yeah.
So you can see if you want
someone else gets a little shirt pull on him.
Yeah. So it's so interesting. But the problem of the matter is, as soon as you bring it to VAR and you've got all those eyes on it,
you got grey area all over the place.
That's why the on-field decision and the ref not seeing it, you can live with and go, do you know what? How's he supposed to see that, and that? And that's why I'd much prefer a world without VAR. But
yeah, and I'm going to go back to the Fulham game yesterday, where I think referees are leaning on VAR a little bit, knowing that they can make the lesser decision, the less outrageous decision, i.e., not send someone off or not give a foul in the box, because they know VAR are there to come in and tell them what the correct one is. Send them over to the screen. I agree with you back in the studio, and then give the decision.
Absolutely. Listen, it is a spicy final word this evening because there's so much on the line. The texts is coming in, the WhatsApps.
We ain't even got the West Ham fans coming out of the stadium yet. No. You wait till they get on the line.
I know. I urge everyone, if you can, to go have a watch of that decision again and have a look at what me and Pards are talking about. There is no agenda here with me and Pards. No. We said, and we clearly stay by that, that Raya was fouled. 100%.
Definitely.
100%. But look in the build-up as well.
Before that, we think there's a foul.
Over on talkSPORT 2, there's live coverage of Chesterfield and Notts County in League 2 playoff semi-final, and the score is currently 1-0 to Notts County. And you can hear all the action live on the talkSPORT app. But for now, keep your calls coming into a very spicy final word on 03717 223344. You're listening to the final word on talkSPORT with who? Sky Vegas. That's right, Sky Vegas, baby. It all starts with a spin, 18 plus gambling.
Content creator and Palace fan Ollie Thomas is with us this morning. A very good morning to you, Ollie. How are you?
Morning, Ollie.
Morning. I'm good. I'm a bit tired, as you can imagine, but I'm good. And thanks, Dean. You're right. We are the best fans in the world.
debatable. It's debatable, Lily. I'm joking. I have a soft spot for Palace. My sister plays for Palace. They just got promoted, and yeah, I mean, fair play to them. Your manager, I mean, the fact that he is leaving and he might win a third trophy before he goes is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. It's obviously sad that he's going, but I think it could have turned a bit sour and did turn a bit sour at the start of the calendar year. And fair play to Steve Parish, who held his own and didn't sack him. And it's now kind of become a nice send-off. And I think everyone wants to win it for Glasner as well, rather than it being like a bitter goodbye, I suppose. I think we've channeled that departure really well. And yeah, I'm feeling confident. It's weird watching a Palace team that just repeatedly turns up in big games. Like, I'm just not used to it. Every single big game we've basically ever had under Glasner, we've turned up, played really well. So hopefully we can do it one more time.
Why do you think he's leaving the club? I'm trying to work it out myself. Because he must realise that
wasn't
Palace
guaranteed. I mean, they got rid of the best players and they didn't replace them. And he'd won trophies, and they still hadn't got that right. Would that be it, Ollie? Would you think he was frustrated with how the club has been run?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he basically did exactly the same thing when he was at Wolfsburg and Frankfurt. Like, the timelines are very similar in terms of he comes to a club, starts really well, does really well, and then falls out with the board. And he's been obviously very open about the fact that he didn't think we should have sold Eze, didn't think we should have sold Gahey, or at least when we sold them.
It feels terminal for West Ham, but the Gunners are just 2 steps from heaven.
That's right, Gunners are 2 steps from heaven, and West Ham fans are absolutely fuming at the VAR decision that has led to Arsenal winning a goal to nil at the London Stadium. So many messages coming in. Listen, don't make this about me being a Spurs fan or anything like that. I said when I walked in, it's a foul. Like, the first thing I said when I saw it, and everyone's outside, we were all talking about a foul. It was a foul. We've looked at it now, and there's other bits and nuances that you go...
Nuances?
That perhaps it was, Got a message here from Shaw, Shaw, I think it is. I hope you're saying your name right. Who's a Sunderland fan. It's Sean. Sorry, Sean. It didn't come out properly there. The directive at the start of the season was to clamp down on the WWE-style wrestling in the box at corners and free kicks. Sunderland versus Brentford at the Stadium of Light, 2 penalties were given, 1 to each team for exactly what happened today. VAR should have seen and looked at that, in which case the penalty should have been given to West Ham. Howard Webb should resign with immediate effect as he's not fit for purpose. Sorry, that is Sean's opinion, not mine, by the way. Yeah, he's right in terms of the wrestling at corners. It is become quite...
and the year that they were going to clamp down on set plays, we've had more set plays, long throws, more, all of that going on all season. So, it's ironic that it comes down to this kind of grey area kind of decision we've had at the end of the game for an equaliser. Let's put that right straight away. It wasn't for for Arsenal to get beat. It was for an equaliser that would have been very, very important for Manchester fans and, more importantly, West Ham fans. Because it's so impacted their position.
Yeah.
That 1 point has given a nice little cushion to Spurs, who really now have the pressure off them tomorrow night.
Yeah, and even the fact that they're playing after him.
Yeah, exactly.
Is a thing. Brian from the US has messaged us. He's an Arsenal fan. He says, in the NFL, when there are offsetting penalties during the same play, referees will award a replay of the down. Instead of all the drama about which foul came first, I wish Kavanagh would have blown play dead and replayed the corner so we don't have to keep talking about this, especially after David Raya had made one of the saves of the season to keep us in the game.
Yeah, that's right. They did the play again, so it should have had the corner again. That's an interesting thing. I've never really heard that about football, but it is an interesting point. I think, going back to the decision, it in the time that he had, Darren England, I think he probably made the right decision.
Yeah, I agree.
It took us a long time to work that out about Trossard, didn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't clear and obvious.
The first thing I thought, like I said, I thought it was keeper on keeper, and then I thought that's not foul, and then we see the arm. Let's go over a West Ham or Arsenal fan. Would you like, Pardew? You choose.
I want to hear a West Ham fan.
Let's go to Chris. He was at the game, as you're right. They're coming out now, and they've got their say. Chris, talk to me.
Hi, good evening, Alan. Good evening, Madge. How are you both?
Well, probably not as fuming as you are.
Well, I am.
I'm not. I'm fuming. I'm kind of, you know, I could spend 3 hours talking about that. What I did come on to say is, other than asking Alan, does he want to come back next year to do another promotion run as manager, is that I did see a change in the manager. So West Ham held on for 70 minutes, and they played brilliantly today.
Yeah, they did.
So they fought tooth and nail. The difference, I thought, was Arteta brought on like 3 attacking players, right? And we had the chance. We should have brought on Callum Wilson at 70 minutes, not at 83 minutes when we're a goal down. We had to win that game.
Can I just come in, Chris? Because, listen, Pablo, I couldn't understand why he come on, if I'm honest. I don't think, in what I've seen of him, he's done enough to warrant coming on in that situation. And as you say, leaving the man that's actually got a couple of goals and got experience of this situation, or in his whole career, is left on the bench. That really irritated me.
Yeah, no, Pablo, he confuses the opposition and he confuses his own team. You know, and he's probably got a heart of gold, but we had to win today. We had to win. And, you know, Arsenal were rocking about it.
They were.
And one of them was put 2 people up front and go for them. And unfortunately, you know, to be honest with you, our season was cooked. We lost our first 4 home games. Terrible. All London derbies. You know, we don't just need snookers. We need, you know,
divine intervention.
Yeah, exactly. But I would say I am incredibly proud of the team that played today. They put their hearts on the line for my club today, and the chances are not many of them will be playing for the club next year, but my heart goes out and I'd like to thank them for that. I only wish we'd seen that much passion in the first 10 games of the season.
Yeah, you have to say, since Nuno's been there, well, apart from his first early games when he's probably getting to adjust himself to the squad, you know, he's done very, very well, and it's what's gone on before. That's why they're in this position. It's the 20 games before that where it really was poor. But, you know, at the moment, unfortunately, as you quite rightly say, West Ham find themselves in a very, very sticky position.
So, you know, credit to the, you know, it pains me to say it, but there was a difference in the manager today. Arteta brought on 3 attacking players with 20 minutes to go, even when his team were rocking.
Yeah, they needed to win.
And that proved the difference. He went for the win.
Yeah, great call. Thank you very much. And I love the fact, you know, he's proud of his team, Chris, today, to see him put something. Because I think, you know, the irony is West Ham are not deserving of going down after what we've seen after the last few months. I think, you know, from that turnaround that started actually with them beating Spurs, it's been they've done really well. And
I mean, as I say, the only criticism I have of that whole situation, that whole game really, was Pablo coming on at that time when you had Callum Wilson with experience. There was about 4 balls that went up to Pablo, like aerial balls, just fight balls, where Callum would have got a foul or it'd have brought the game in, it'd have brought possession into West Ham, and it didn't. And unfortunately, Pablo didn't do that.
And you know what? Because obviously it's been such a crazy game, I'm aware we're going to have some new listeners tonight to the final word,
Yeah, of
which
course.
you're very welcome. We're here every Sunday, Match and Pards. I just got a good message here, and so I can let them know as well. As a Palace fan, I don't care who wins the league, but I just want this to be over so sports media goes back to normal. You lot sound like your dog got run over on the way to work, and you do every weekend when Arsenal win. It's not just talkSPORT, but this station is up there with the worst of them. You're meant to be professionals. If you can't hide your bias, then don't do those stupid shows with Abby and Rory and leave the broadcast to people who can do it properly. That's why the final word, we pride ourselves on giving unbiased opinion, regardless of which...
Well, what we see really is, trying to do it in a manner to make some sense.
Yes.
That always, sometimes sensibilities get lost.
And I urge our lovely Palace fan there to stick with us throughout the show, and you will see that this show prides itself on making sure everyone has their say in a very fair way. Yeah. And there's no bias here, no media.
But, the problem that you have, of course, when you're a pundit, whether you're on the TV, you're in the papers, or you're on radio, you have to express an opinion. Otherwise, no point being a pundit.
Yes, exactly that.
Or, a presenter.
But everyone is very welcome to the Final Word, to join our Final Word family. We have a lovely set of listeners on a Sunday evening.
Absolutely.
And you are very welcome to join them. Keep your calls coming in to us on 03717.
We've got lots more to talk about other than that game.
Exactly.
By the way.
22, 33, 44 to air your views to the nation. Were West Ham treated unfairly in the last minute, or was it the correct decision, is the question we keep asking. And Arsenal fans, was that a title-winning result? You're listening to the Final Word. The unbiased Final Word on talkSPORT with Sky Vegas. It all starts with a spin. 18 plus. Gamble.
To join Arsenal was the biggest achievement in my career, but the way the things end up was a little bit not nasty. But at the end of the day, I'm happy. They are happy. They know, you know what, life goes on. If you ask me if I regret, I don't regret. But I'm happy also giving them something back, because at the end of the day, if I can't represent and defend my parents, I don't know who will do it for me. So it's kind of doing my job.
You're spot on, Emmanuel. I don't blame you at all. I would have done the same, mate.
Thank you.
Looking at the title race, Manchester City messing up against Everton. How do you think it's going to go? Who do you think will win it in the end?
Who do I think will win it? If you ask me today, I will still tell you that I think Man City will win it, but I would like Arsenal to win it, because it has been over a decade. They have been fighting for that even when I was there. We were fighting for it. Obviously, in April, then sometime in March and April, it's all over, and we drop points at Wigan, at Bolton, wherever you can call it. Then we saw the league sliding out of our hand. But this year they're doing quite well, and the good thing is that defensively they are very good. But now they have to win the last 3 games to win the league. And obviously, Man City again dropping points at Everton. They will come back stronger. They will manage with their manager, with the players, with the experienced team they had. They will do everything possible to win the last 3 games and wait for Arsenal to drop points so they can be champion. But trust me, it's not going to be an easy task for both of them. Let's see who win. But I wish, for the first time, Arsenal wins it, because they have been working towards this for so long time.
Good evening, it's the final word phone here on talkSPORT with me, Majestic, and former West Ham, Newcastle, Crystal Palace gaffer Alan Pardew. Or if you just joined us for the very first time, Madge and Pards on a Sunday evening as we dissect everything that's gone in the world of football over the last 24 hours. And we'll be moving on to those other games in a moment's time. But of course, the phone lines are alight with West Ham and Arsenal fans alike. And also, as well, we've got so many messages. Do you know, I've never seen so many other clubs get involved as well, different fans.
One of those days, wasn't it?
It is one of those days because it's so important to the Premier League at the top and the bottom as well. And also, people saying, if it was Man City, you wouldn't be spending as much time on it. Do you remember when Man City Liverpool had that thing at the end with the free kick in Haaland?
Yes.
We spent about 2 hours talking about that with phone calls. So it's a big decision. It's one of the big decisions that is going to affect the title race and relegation.
And you know, this will go on way past the Spurs game tomorrow night. This whole debate about this set play, in particular, it's like, you know, if Arsenal win the league, this will be the moment, I think, that people will remember most, probably, of the run in. You don't know what's going to happen at Burnley and obviously at Crystal Palace, but I do think today was the incident, the moment, the Steve Bruce moment when Man United finally got it over the line.
Correct.
When Arsenal might be the one that they've got it over the line, and it's always very, very difficult to do.
And it's the first call of Mystic Madge, I called myself on the Sports Bar on Friday, of my calls of the weekend that's going to happen in the relegation and the title race.
You have got, you have got that ability to foresee.
And I did see an Arsenal win today because Arsenal are on a roll. They just got themselves into the Champions League final as well. And again, this is coming from a Spurs fan. People moaning when they celebrate. They've got every right to celebrate. Enjoy.
Come on.
If you can't celebrate getting into the final of the Champions League or being nearly winning the league, what's the point?
As a professional, the amount of times you get to celebrate are very, very few and far between, even if you're at the top clubs.
We started this world now. It's like, you over-celebrate. How can you over-celebrate? And speaking of celebrations, I will be celebrating myself, Pards.
Go on, mate.
Because my son, Leo, who I often talk about on this show today, 9 years of age, he won a final today.
Oh, lovely.
Yes! GT United, up the GT United.
What was the score?
3-2.
Oh, close game.
Close game.
You didn't have a VAR decision?
No, there was no VAR decision. It was, again, White Star. Very good team in North London, White Star.
And did the boys smash one in?
No.
Oh, he usually does.
He one-on-one with the keeper. He's only rolled the keeper, put him on the floor, and walked the ball into the net.
Oh, come on, son. Come on.
So, yeah, congratulations to Leo, Charlie, Lionel, all the boys.
Well done, boys. Brilliant.
Tyler, the manager, as well. Appreciate the Chaz and Matty and all the GT United crew. So I'm celebrating. I'll tell you who will be celebrating is JD, who's an Arsenal fan. Hello, JD.
Oh, yeah.
How you feeling? That one step closer to the league.
One step closer, but I'm really annoyed with you guys, though.
Talk to me.
Go on.
Yeah, because the way that you're speaking, as if Arsenal is the only team that has done the argy-bargy in that penalty area. Throughout the whole Premier League, we've been watching this argy-bargy stuff.
Yeah, but we're talking about this. We talk about the argy-bargy stuff every single week, especially me as a Spurs fan, and Vicario's been battered at corners.
Yeah, but the thing of the matter, at the end of the day, it's not about whether this is important to West Ham. The point is, in that penalty box, whether the goalie was fouled or not. Because there's a lot of argy-bargy going on both sides, on both ends of the pitch. So I'm not interested in that. We're interested whether the goalie, whether he was fouled. And because this man had a noose around his neck with his arm, that's definitely a foul, and he's being pulled from the back.
The point we're making, JD, was that Trossard was fouling Pablo at the time that he made that foul.
I heard you, but my point is that we've been seeing those kind of things going on throughout the whole Premier League.
That is true, across the board.
And nobody is making as much fuss as all those games that we've watched.
Yeah, but the referee has overturned the decision of the foul of the referee on one of those collisions in the box.
That's the most important foul going on in the box at that moment. There's two most important ones. One is someone's about to score, right, and they're pulled down, penalty, yeah? And the next one is if the goalie has been prevented from doing what he's supposed to be doing. Those are the most two important fouls in a box. All the argy-bargy stuff is up to the referee to sort out. If he doesn't sort it out, he doesn't sort it out. Or he doesn't think it's enough for him to blow a whistle. Throughout the whole game, right? They were talking about, oh, the referee should let the game play. He's blowing the whistle too much.
Yeah, there's inconsistencies. I'm with you.
Exactly. So at the end of the day now, everybody's going to, like you just said, right? Arsenal, if they do win the league, this is going to be what they're going to be reminded for. You know what? It's just out of order. A few weeks ago, everybody was cussing Arsenal and saying that, you know what, they're cheating with all their set plays. Everybody does set plays.
Correct.
Right. So the point for me is, as an Arsenal fan, I'm going on to my 70s, and I'm still an Arsenal fan the day I was born. I can't understand for the life of me, right, why the whole world is against Arsenal. I really can't. Even the Arsenal fans.
Yeah, but JD, I feel like the same way as a Tottenham fan. I think most clubs feel that feeling.
The game's against them a little bit.
No, not as much as they are against Arsenal. Come on. They're against Tottenham because Tottenham's been playing bad, right? And they're expecting more from Tottenham. They've been playing bad, right? It's not that with Arsenal. Even when Arsenal plays well, the last game that they just played, they were really difficult to watch. They were hard to watch.
Yeah.
So what? A win is a win. If it was someone else's team, if it was your team that played like that and you got 1 point and you won, they're saying a win's a win. So how comes when Arsenal is playing, it's a win is not a win? Nah, they played, it was really difficult to watch. It was hard. No, man, give the team their credit. They're great footballers. And at the end of the day, they're great footballers whether we like. And I think, right, at the end of the day, the reason why, because Arsenal plays gentleman's football, what I call gentleman's football, right? My grandchildren, when I was in my early 60s, I went and supported them, and I'm a terrible supporter. I was screaming, run up and down the pitch. I'll be getting red cards. You know what I mean? I'll be getting red cards.
I can tell, JD, your passion's there. I love it.
I'm very passionate, right? Now, at the end of the day, someone said to me, when my team was losing, they were a young team, mixed team, young team, and they said, your team's really great, but they play gentleman's football. I wanted to knock the man in his mouth, and he was a big man like me. I went home and I thought, what is this thing about gentleman's football? And I started watching football, other different football, and I realised the barging, the pushing, all that kind of stuff. So the next time we played, you know what I said to my team? I said, you know what? Give as good as you get, mate. They barge you, you barge them, right? And they were young boys playing big men. They were young boys in their early 20s playing men in their 30s plus. And you know, they climbed to the top of the league from the bottom. And that's when I realised that, okay, if you watch the European League, what we get away with in the Premier, we cannot get away with that there.
You see it in Europe when we play in the Champions League and Europe. You're absolutely right. JD, great call. Thank you very much. Going to move on quickly because I want to get a West Ham fan on. Carol joins us. Hello, Carol.
Hi, how are you?
Yes. Listen, what an enthralling Premier League weekend it's been, and that was the cherry on top. I'm sure you're not feeling that way after that decision, Carol?
Not overly. I mean, I don't mind losing, but when it's a bad decision, that's not okay. And a draw would have been a fair result.
Well,
that was wrong. It was wrong.
Yeah, I have to say, when you look at West Ham's performance today, they deserved something from the game. They really did. They put everything on the line, and unfortunately, events went against them. I actually thought I don't know how you felt, Carol, but when he shot Callum and it's hit Declan Rice behind the line, I thought that was it. I thought there was a point. That was,
I thought we'd
done the job.
Point. I thought at least we're there. It's a point and a fair point. But to lose on a technicality like that, no, that's not okay.
Yeah, it hurts. Yeah, no.
And I don't think these last few games are not going to put us into the Championship. It's the games before that, right. And that's what we all need to remember. We haven't played well enough all season, and that's fine. But don't lose it on a bad decision.
Yeah,
that's what really gets me.
Yeah, no, I agree with everything you said there, Carol. The start of the season, those first 20 games before Nuno arrived, actually, since Nuno's been there, apart from that early start, he's done very well with the team and probably got a maximum out of them. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to be enough, and the events transpired against us today.
Yeah, and you know what? I've sort of said half the season we're going to go down, and I didn't expect us to win today. So to get a point, I would have been happy.
Yeah, that would have been a great point, to be fair.
It would have been an amazing point. But to lose it like that, just isn't fair. And in fairness, it wasn't. It was not. It should not have gone that way.
All right, Carol, great call. Thank you very much. I'm going to have to go quickly because we've got so much to cram in the show. I've got to tell you about what's going on talkSPORT 2 right now. Live coverage of Chesterfield.
Two ladies back to back there.
One 0 to Notts County.
Big games.
And you can hear all the action live on the talkSPORT app right now. Soon we'll hear from the two managers from the London Stadium.
Oof.
Keep those calls coming into us, 03717 22344. Honestly, I've never seen so many texts and WhatsApp messages on our show from different clubs. The passion involved in football is just magnificent. That's why we love it.
And that's why the Premier League's so great.
Exactly. And guys, just for a moment, take that in and realise it before you get all too emotional and angry. Just take it in for what it is. It's great. It's brilliant, isn't it? You're listening to the final word on talkSPORT with Sky Vegas. All your favourite games. All in one place, 18 plus.
Let's not worry about other teams. I'm sorry, West Ham, not our problem. Okay, you lost 3-0 to Brentford. You've got 3 games. Go and beat Arsenal on the weekend. Do it yourself. Aston Villa, worry about Aston Villa. And the players, they took it easy. My daughter was there in the Holton. She's like, Dad, why is everyone walking? It was walking football from Aston Villa. But then when you see a performance like that, where they've put in 100% every player, you don't care about that. Up the Villa!
Up the Villa!
Up the Villa! Istanbul!
Do you want the hands mask? Put the hands mask on.
Gary's putting the hands mask on. Up the Villa! Up the Villa! Up the European Villa! Istanbul! Istanbul! Let's go! Let's go, baby! Boys,
do as anyone see. Do as anyone see.
Yeah.
Let's set it up for Gabby. Sorry. Has anyone seen Maximus Scott? Where are you, Max? We need some news. Robin Hood, the Prince of Thieves, Sherwood Forest, Friar Tuck. Where are you, Friar? The original boots chemist. Hooters. Is Hooters closed? I used to open Hooters. Close Hooters. Shut it down. Matt Ford, do us a favour, mate. Stuart Broad, where are you? Chris Wokes, better player. Where are you? Tricky Trees. Rock City. HB Sauce, where are you? Notts Forest.
And Big H Marcus killed me. Big H Marcus killed me.
Right, we're going to waste no time before we go back to your calls and following a controversial VAR decision surrounding the West Ham's equalising goal. Here's what Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta made of the disallowed goal.
First reaction, my first instinct is a foul. But then, the time goes by, the referee is waiting for a VAR's decision. But when you look at it, I mean, David is going to have the ball in his hands, and certainly is affecting the way he lifts his hand, the way he catches the ball. He almost touches his throat. And I think it's the right call. I mean, I've been asking for consistency all season. When I have to be critical about it from day one, they said that this was going to be a foul. So thanks God, because what a pressure, what a moment to make a decision, especially when the two teams are fighting for such big things.
That is the Arsenal boss, Mikel Arteta, talking about the controversial VAR decision, which he thinks they got right, Pards.
Yeah, well, he's obviously going to, go on that setting, but, at least he acknowledges at the end what a big call it was. How much pressure was he under, and, in that VAR studio, trying to sort of decipher all that pushing and tugging and everything else. I think the fact that arm was such a strong arm across him, it wasn't like a weak arm, was it? It was holding him down slightly. Obviously, it was just enough for Darren to go, and I'm talking about Darren and VAR, the referee and VAR, to make the decision that the referee should go and see it again. And they didn't even show him what went on before. They only showed him that incident.
And as we said, we agreed with the in-time, real-time decisions. What we saw, what they saw, we went, yeah, that's a foul. It's only now we're going looking over it, and you can do that afterwards. And that's the problem with the VAR. It opens up a whole
course. And that and you could go back. We could go back over the era of football and find like all sorts of decisions that would have been different with if VAR was in place.
Goal line technology,
all of it.
England would be World Cup winners.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just how VAR is.
Let's go back to the phone lines on 03717 22 3344. Manveer joins us. Good evening, mate.
Hello, mate. You okay?
Yes, not so bad. You feeling even more confident this evening that you're going to win the league?
You know what? I'm feeling a bit more dubious, but that game was a bit of a nail biter. I will say that. Let me tell you that for free. I mean, the one thing I will say is at least I won't be blowing bubbles in the championship.
No. Well.
But it was a very controversial result. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think West Ham are unlucky, but I mean, it's just the favour of the coin, I guess.
Yeah, and then we know that with decisions, don't we? Like as football managers, you have to accept that you get some in and others you don't. And we haven't had Nuno's interview yet. I'll be interested to see what he says about it. We've had Arteta's view, which is obviously what was given. The fact that it was a strong arm across his throat and that it was a foul. The thing was that, we've seen so many set plays this year, long throws, far too many in my opinion, that at some point they're going to have another clampdown, aren't we, Madge? It'll probably be the start next year. We'll have a clampdown on set plays and 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 holding and not facing the ball and holding players, But anyway, it'll come and go, and all set plays are always a physical attrition. And I can go back to my playing days at Crystal Palace, and we were really physical at set plays. I mean, proper physical. And obviously there was no VAR, and there wasn't cameras, actually. So, it was far worse back in the day.
And I tell you what, you are actually seeing it creeping into the young grassroots game now. I see, 9-year-olds standing on the keeper. I don't remember doing that as a kid.
No.
That's a thing now.
Is it?
Yeah, they're like, go stand on the keeper.
That's a little bit worrying, and it does transfer, of course, all this footage we see does transfer to the football pitch.
Let's go to Jack, who's an Arsenal fan. He joins us in the final word. Good evening, Jack.
Hello, boys. How are we doing?
Yeah, very well, my friend. Thrilling game there for the neutrals. I'm sure for you it was nail-biting.
I was on the edge of my seat, man, honestly. I couldn't quite believe it. When Trossard put that goal in, I ran out of my house. I ran out into the garden and I was doing cartwheels in the garden. And my aunt's screaming at me and my neighbours didn't know what was going on, boys.
They're great moments, aren't they? That's what football does to you. I mean, what else would you do that in? What else would you do that to? Amazing.
You can only do it with sports, man. It's a brilliant feeling.
Can I just say, you mentioned Trossard. How good has Trossard been for Arsenal? He's
been
phenomenal.
At the beginning of the season, I was chatting to my mate at the beginning of the season, and we'd signed all these big players, Eze, Zubimendi. And that first half of the season, I said to him, I think it's going to be Trossard that wins us this league, And fair enough to him. He's gone and pulled it out of the bag.
Well, not only that, in the first half, I don't know if you remember, he covered a centre-back. The centre-back went in tight and he left a big hole when Trossard was the one who got back there and made the tackle. Amazing. And that just goes to show you that, you know, when you look at this Arsenal team, okay, you could criticise some of the, you know, fluidity and the offensive play at times, but you cannot fault them defensively and work rate and discipline. For outstanding team.
Well, do you know, it's funny you say that, because I wanted to praise another player today, and that is Martin Odegaard. The way he set that goal up was absolutely beautiful.
Class.
He's had a tough season, that man.
He's come under a lot of criticism, hasn't he?
He's been under a lot of criticism, and do you know what, rightfully so, but you don't know what these players go through, the injuries. He's had a lot of injuries, but, man, the work rate off the ball, you can't say that he doesn't run for that badge, man. And, you know, he set that goal up, and that's the kind of stuff that captains do. He delivered when it mattered, man. And, you know, I'm over the moon, boys. I'm over the moon.
And Raya's save, wow.
Don't even get me. I yelped. I spilled my beer.
You yelped like a dog.
I couldn't believe it, man. And do you know what I thought, now he's done that, we have to go and score. Use that as momentum. And then we did, boys.
Yeah, that's how it works.
It's
that's
beautiful.
how football works. You need a goalie to produce a great save now and again.
Thank you very much, Jack. Great call.
Jack was elated.
He was indeed.
Cartwheels in the garden.
Right, before we go to our next caller, who's a West Ham fan, I'm just going to clear something.
He wasn't doing cartwheels in the garden. I'm pretty sure of that.
We've got loads of messages coming in. I've said this before, and I've said this again. The Arsenal hate. There's no Arsenal hate on this show. There's never been. No, because I have to clear it up, Pards, because it does my head in. You're clearly watching things of people storming out of the studio and all that. We don't do that on this show, right? We said, when we walked in tonight, that was a foul, and it was a penalty.
I don't think you have to keep going over it.
No, because it does my head in, Pards.
No, let it go, mate. Let it go. Okay.
Keep up with the show. Keep up with the show, people.
It's okay. People like to have a little whinge up, even when they win. I don't know, understand it. I would be doing cartwheels if I was an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, but that's what we're saying.
I'm a West Ham fan today, unfortunately. I'm not doing cartwheels at all.
Well, let's go and get West Ham fan on. Let's get Alex. Alex, how are you, mate?
How you guys doing? You all right?
Yeah, what do you want to say?
Well, I just, look, first of all, I agree with everything that you've said so far about all the different things that are happening in the box. I think, I do think it's a foul on the keeper. But, there's other fouls that are happening, and it's just weird that those don't even seem to have been looked at. They just seem to have been kind of ignored. But actually the biggest thing I want to say is that it's not over. There's still drama left in the next 2 weeks to happen.
Absolutely.
I think you've been relatively cautious, Majestic, but I'm hearing quite a few Spurs fans that I know, they just seem to think tomorrow's a given, that you're going to just roll Leeds over. I don't think that's necessarily true.
We definitely aren't going to roll Leeds, but again, very similar to the Aston Villa game where we had a lot in our favour in terms of them having that massive semi-final, resting players. That point to the fact that you didn't get a point today, I think means Leeds are safe, aren't they?
Well, that's what I was going to say. The psychological factor here has helped Leeds, actually. It's helped Spurs, but it's helped Leeds even more because Leeds literally are like, wow, we're Premier League players. All our money's safe. All our finances are in place for next year. Fantastic. Let's go out and have a game tomorrow at Tottenham. So that they could play with a real freedom tomorrow. Unhinged by the pressure that comes from maybe getting relegated. So that does put a bit more jeopardy on that game.
Well, I think for me, I think Okafor's out, who's been amazing for Leeds this season. So there's a few injuries like that. I think that's where maybe some people are. Again, the other thing is as well, and I think it's worked in Spurs' favour 2 weeks in a row now, that we played after West Ham. You know, because that week when we played Wolves and you played Everton and you got that one back and we back in the bottom three, it was such a sucker blow. And that's the thing. I think what's happened now, Alex, is that pendulum swing of, when you get that blow, oh God, we've lost. I think it gives the momentum to the other team chasing, in my opinion.
Yeah. But as you say, I think you're right. I think there is
still loads to go, though. You're right. Still loads to go.
Yep.
03717 223344 is the number to call. It's been a great show so far, Pards, and we've got an hour left. Gone quick in here.
I got some stuff for you as well.
Got loads to talk about, we?
Yeah, got a little bit for you.
Soon we're going to be talking.
Quiz for you.
We're going to be looking ahead to Spurs taking on Leeds and looking back at the other Sunday games. But for now, the phone lines are still open for you, yours, and everyone. 03717 223344. You listen to the final word on talkSPORT with Sky Vegas. All your favourite games all in one place. 18+. Go.
performances that you've seen from Chelsea. I mean, the Brighton
Listen,
game.
You can't defend what Chelsea have done.
Why are they
You
giving
can't
Caicedo
defend them.
an extra year?
You cannot defend what Chelsea have done. There is nothing positive to say about the way the club has behaved and the club has been run, the club have played this season. There is nothing positive.
You can have 3 or 4 maybe that you see in a team that are not doing it, but there's so many games this season I've seen Chelsea players, every single player is not running around. Yeah. Every single player is not trying.
Gabby,
every single
the
player is not
statistics are
tracking
clear.
back.
They have been outrun in every single Premier League game. After 10 games, the alarm bells should be ringing.
And in fairness, you can moan about the way the club is run. You can moan about the model. You can moan about the revolving door of managers, which we were told, by the way, when they hired Graham Potter, they weren't going to be that club anymore. They've got worse. But there still has to be individual responsibility. There still has to be professional pride. And there isn't in that dressing room.
You got Fofana getting taken off in a recent game.
Well,
and he's thrown his toys
I
out
have
the
to
pram,
say,
like, he's garbage.
There is, he's got a history of falling out with everybody.
Incredible,
Bad
isn't it?
signing. What? You know, signed him
Who signed
off the
him?
back of a long-term
money.
injury, and guess what happened? He got injured.
He didn't play for nearly 2 years.
Who could have seen that coming?
But even look at all Chelsea's centre-half options. Listen, Chalobah, decent player, not at the level where Chelsea want to get to. Badiashile, not good enough. The Sassy, who's at West Ham on loan, not good enough.
He's
Fofana,
actually
not
played
good
quite
enough.
well for West Ham.
I know,
by the
but
way.
where Chelsea want to get to, all of those centre-halves, you're looking at it and saying, that's not a backline
Especially
or
when
a
you spent
goalkeeper.
2.5 billion
Exactly.
quid.
How much do all those players
Well, they
cost?
signed a goalkeeper in Robert Sanchez, who Brighton made no real effort to keep.
Formula One. It's a sport often seen as insular and elitist, but it's seen a meteoric rise under its owners Liberty Media, not only in popularity and viewership, but in the ability to almost print money. From greater access to more races, here's how it happened. For decades, Formula One was owned and run by one man, Bernie Ecclestone. He was old school, someone who thought the sport itself was enough, and there was no need for all this modern marketing and social media nonsense. But in 2016, Ecclestone agreed to sell his baby to American group Liberty Media. It cost Liberty Media $4.4 billion, and they quickly got to work. We got an F1 app almost immediately, and teams were allowed to show us more from behind the scenes. One of Liberty's most important deals was with Netflix, which in 2019 brought us Drive to Survive. The effect? An almost 70% rise in viewership for races in the US alone. It's massively benefited Formula One online too, with a rise from 7.8 million followers across its social media platforms in 2016 to around 50 million today. New eyes are on the sport too, with F1's own subscription TV channel, which people can watch anywhere in the world. But the main market they've tapped into is the US. There's now 3 races there a year, in Texas, Miami and Las Vegas, and an American-branded team, Cadillac, getting involved in the sport too. More races seems to be the direction of travel. A street circuit in Madrid's being welcomed onto the calendar, while conversations around a Grand Prix in Africa have ramped up in the last few years. More big events could be in the offing too, after the massive F1 75 season launch event in London in 2025. 7.5 million people tuned in to watch it live across the social media channels, and that doesn't include the viewing figures for where it was broadcast on TV in certain countries. It seems Liberty will do whatever they can to grow the F1 brand. Their efforts have been worthwhile too, with Forbes valuing the sport at $17.1 billion back in 2023, almost 4 times more than what they bought it for in 2016. Not bad, considering it's seen as a sport where people just drive around in circles.
Good evening and welcome to the final word phoning here on talkSPORT. With me, Majestic, alongside the experienced gaffer Alan Pardew. Right now, we're the only place on national radio taking your football calls. So keep them coming in on 03717 223344. Later in the show, we'll be talking about Spurs, looking back at today's other games, and we'd love to hear from some partying Rochdale fans who won promotion back into the Football League.
A sigh of relief for Rochdale, I have, after last week when they scored and they thought they were up, and then the opposition have scored and in the 154th minute or whatever it was, and they've won on penalties today, haven't they?
Yeah,
brilliant for them.
But before we get back to the phone lines, it's time for the hottest quiz on radio, the Mystery Footballer Quiz. There's no bias in this quiz. You all love it. That's it. Yes, it's more exciting than Fabio Wardley against Daniel Dubois in a sold-out arena in Manchester. Unbelievable that was. Set the bar very high last night. Simple. Follow the 3 songs leading you to our mystery player. The songs could relate to their name, nationality, or even a famous London team they may have played for. So, DJ, very cocky this afternoon. Marco, play that montage. Tony Christie, way to Amarillo. The Cause, Leave Me Breathless.
What's it all about?
What a song.
And then Cilla Black.
Go on, Cilla.
With Alfie. And the little clue, Michael Caine. Michael Caine was in the movie, Alfie.
He was. His greatest role, actually, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you think you know, text us an 81089.
What's it all about, Alfie?
Pards, let's get him on a Masked Singer. Imagine Pards on a Masked Singer. Glad all over.
Glad all over.
03717 223344. Good old Cilla.
Alfie. You got to sing it with a Cockney accent, I think. That one.
Well, Alfie, yeah.
Yeah, you got an Alfie. Yeah.
Right, that's the number 03717 223344 as El Clasico gets underway. We're watching that in the studio right now. Don't forget the Trans-Europe Express rolls into town after us, and I'm sure they'll have 3, maybe 4 eyes on that game during their show as well. Rashford started, so
yeah, and it's the first time Barcelona and Real Madrid can win it in El Clasico. Actually, win the league. Barcelona can win the league tonight.
Yeah,
so I think it's ridiculous. Like since it started, 90 years or something.
Right, it's now time to talk about Manchester City.
Wow.
Man City dominated Brentford to keep the title race alive. Is this going to go right to the wire?
I don't know. I'm not sure now. But, you can't... I just can't see Arsenal slipping up. What a week they've had getting into the Champions League final.
Yeah.
And the VAR decision going their way today and the way the game unfolded with Trossard getting the goal. No, I think it's difficult now for Manchester City. Be interested to see what we got. A Man City fan?
I think we have got a Man City fan actually. Let's go to Tony. Tony joins us. How are we, Tony?
I'm all right, boys. Yourself?
Yes, not bad at all. I take it you saw the end of that game.
Yes. Yeah, I did.
What did you make of it?
I have a problem with referee consistency because Arsenal have scored from set pieces all season, where Gabriel, Saliba, on occasion you got the little wingers getting in the way and fouling keepers, and yet Darren England today has found a foul on Raya because he's looked for it. I mean, if Pards was West Ham manager, and basically they've been relegated today because of that VAR interference.
It's galling, absolutely galling. Yeah, absolutely fuming. I'm waiting for Nuno's interview. I'll be really, really interested to see the still that they put up of the arm across was always going to determine the referee's decision. Darren England they put them stills together in the VAR studio, so he didn't show the incident before with Trossard not facing the ball and wrestling. And you're right. Arsenal have wrestled all year, but not just Arsenal. Everybody's wrestled all year and got away with it or not got away with it. So it's been a bit chaotic in boxes. There's no doubt about that. But the decision went Arsenal's way, unfortunately, today for West Ham fans, that's for sure, and Man City fans.
Oh, further to that, though, Pards. I mean, Darren England is going to referee the FA Cup final next weekend.
Correct, with you guys, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So he set his benchmark.
Well, it's going to be
You'd like to
interesting.
think so, yes?
Yeah, it'll be interesting how you guys respond to him when he gets announced. I can imagine how I would respond to him.
We know what he's getting, but we want him to be consistent with the decision.
Yeah.
Just once, because it's not happened.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
I mean, as I say to you, that decision could easily have gone West Ham's way today. But it hasn't. It's gone against them, and unfortunately, it puts them in a terrible position for relegation. Terrible.
But the referee Chris Kavanagh has got over it. He's gone like that. There's a lot of things going on in that penalty area and in the goal area as well. You know, there's pulling and pushing and stuff like that going on. That decision has basically relegated West Ham, in my opinion. Now.
Yeah, that could be true. Yeah, that could be true.
And if do you really think that that's a clear and obvious error? Bearing in mind what's gone on throughout the season.
Yeah, I personally think that wording is open to debate anyway.
Yeah.
Clear and obvious, because nothing's clear and obvious, is it? Some of these decisions are so grey. They're so like, you could ask two professionals who have been in the game. I was with Roy Hodgson on Saturday. You could ask Roy his version of it. It might be different to my version, even though we've been in the game. We've managed 2,000 games between me and him. So yeah, our opinion might be different on one decision. So you can't. It's impossible to get it absolutely nailed down.
I think that's what makes the lines even more greyer. Is that clear and obvious? What is clear and obvious?
Yeah, exactly. But it was clear and obvious. It was clear and obvious to the referee on the pitch when he see the stills that Darren put in place for him. Because he only showed that little bit, didn't he? Yeah. The arm coming across, because that's why we was channeled in our faults that it was a foul.
Correct.
Because we hadn't seen the replay over and over again in super slow motion time of all the things that went on before, particularly Trossard's part in that. Anyway, we're getting bogged down again with the decision. It's happened, and unfortunately, as you say, he will be your referee in the cup final against Chelsea.
Absolutely. 03717 223344 is the number to call. After they were disallowed a crucial goal in their relegation fight, West Ham boss Nuno Espirito Santo
here we go.
Gave his reaction to the VAR controversy to talkSPORT's Alex Crook.
Look, I don't see it quite well. I have to see the replay, but I trust a lot of what my players felt it, and they see it in there on the pitch. They said that is a fair goal to take, so we are disappointed. I'm going to see it now, try to understand it better. But like I said, I'm not here to judge the work of the referee, the work of the VAR. It's just the lack of consistency through to the last seasons that's been happening.
That was Nuno Espirito Santo. What did you make of?
Well, he sat on the fence there, by not saying he hadn't seen it. Of course, he's seen it. His analyst would have showed him like 15 times, because your natural curiosity would want to see it. So I'm surprised at that reaction. I certainly would have gone a lot stronger if I was West Ham manager.
He's held it well together, there, isn't he?
Yeah, he's played. Sometimes when you get a decision that that you think is against you, you come out big time against it, right? But if you think there's a little bit of urgent now, I'm not so sure, then you take that view. I didn't see it, and we've heard it many, many times. Not just from Nuno, from many managers who sometimes just sort of just sort of sit in the middle and let everybody else do the talking for them. And that's what he's done in that occasion. He's let everybody like us, me, and the other pundits pick it to pieces. Which they're going to do over the next 2 or 3 days. But ultimately, Madge, even if there's an apology from the PGL, which is not going to happen, the decision is done.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about it. We can agree or disagree about it, but the decision is done. The West Ham fans have all gone home, the 50,000 that were there. They're all massively disappointed. They're on 36 points from 36 games. Tottenham, who play tomorrow night, are a little bit happier. They got 37 points in 35 games, and Leeds are ecstatic because they've played 35 games and 43 and safe.
Yeah.
And if I was in a Leeds hotel right now, I'd be having a gin and tonic.
Oh, if you're Leeds player.
If I'm a Leeds player.
Yeah.
I'll have a gin and tonic. It won't affect my game tomorrow. I'll have a nice little gin and tonic and go, thank God for that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's their...
Because they were bankers. The manager, he always takes the team down. He ain't good enough, blah, 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 all that banter about him. So well done to the manager of Leeds. Well done to the playing staff and the club. Excellent. They are now Premiership 26-27. Good for them.
Massive for Leeds. Absolutely massive for Leeds. 03717223344. Man City face Crystal Palace on Wednesday live on talkSPORT as they look to keep the title race alive. But coming up next, it's Sunday, so it's time to talk about Spurs.
Yay!
You're listening to Final Word Phone here on talkSPORT with Sky Vegas. It all starts with a spin. 18 plus.
Real Madrid striker Kylian Mbappe, who has faced criticism from his own fans after taking a trip to Italy on a mega yacht with his partner. He's recovering from a hamstring injury he suffered on April the 24th and was given some days off last week. He arrived back in Madrid on Sunday, shortly before kickoff, when Madrid played away against Espanyol. Many fans thought Mbappe should not have taken a break and should have stuck with the team, going through a difficult time at this particular time. Alvaro Arbeloa said, well, in their free time, each player does what they see fit, and I don't get involved with that. Mbappe's representative said part of the criticism was based on an over-interpretation of elements related to a recovery period, strictly supervised by the club, without reflecting the reality of Kylian's commitment and the work that he puts in every day for the team. So that was Mbappe and Real Madrid. But then there's Liverpool. What was going on with them? Danny's old club. Liverpool captain Virgil van Dijk had to defend some of his teammates who were criticised for being abroad last week on a day off as they headed into the Manchester United game, a game they ultimately lost by 3-2. It was put to Van Dijk that some of his teammates had gone on holiday last week. He says, I'm not sure it was a holiday, it was a city trip. But I think if you're one day off and you don't have many days off, then you decide what you want to do with your family. We're not kids. Everyone's an adult. I wish we had a couple more days off at times because I think it works both ways.
My namesake here, Tony Christie. Way to Amarillo. I share the same surname as him. Why would you tell me he's my uncle? The Cause, Leave You Breathless. Beautiful ladies, of course. And then song 3.
What's it all about?
Pards, loving it. Cilla Black, Alfie. And here's an extra clue if you're struggling. He's part of the talkSPORT family.
Oh,
interesting.
But that cuts you right now.
What's it
all about? Alfie.
Text us your answers to 81089 or WhatsApp on 0371722 3344. If you was listening to the Sports Bar on Friday night with me and Carlton Cole, we did start the show off with a dedication to our good friend Jake Hall, who sadly passed away last week. And I'm sure he'll be with me on Monday night when we go over to Spurs and watch Leeds. A big shout to Roy as well, who's listening as well, who's part of Jake's family. We're doffing my cap once again to Jake. R.I.P. Jake. Thank you. I got your message, by the way, Roy. Let's talk about Spurs. It's time to turn our attention to a huge night at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium as Spurs host Leeds live on talkSPORT. Massive game, Pards. Have you been in a situation as a manager where you've been waiting on another result and then you play afterwards?
Yeah.
What's that like?
Well, of course, it's...
And it goes your way.
Yeah. I remember when I was manager at Reading, we needed a result. We needed Wickham to get a result, and they did for us, and it was like, wow. It just can't imagine the emotion that goes through when a decision when it's this important right at the end. You know, the last 2-3 games of the season, when your whole outlook of promotion, relegation is turned in a positive way by a decision. I can't tell you the relief it gives you, and the freedom it gives you. It frees you up a little bit. Where you're like that, you know, you're rigid from the tension of it all, you know, that's coming. That game tomorrow night, got to be on it. And then you see a result like the West Ham, how it went today for West Ham. Spurs players would have gone like, well, okay, now we just got to win. Do you know what I mean? It's like a different psychology to the game.
Do you think after the performance last week at Aston Villa, and obviously Aston Villa were criticised in terms of making the changes, etc.,
what a performance they put in in the week against Forest, didn't they? Wow. One of the best performances from Villa I've ever seen. So they went from the sublime from the ridiculous to the sublime in the Europa League game. But on the Saturday, they were poor. It was a poor team. It was put together. It didn't work out. Emery was furious. Spurs were elated. They got the win they needed. And now they have a home tie. Something that you're not particularly great at, winning at home, are you?
No, not this season.
But and with a Leeds team that now know their Premier League team, I still think it's a jeopardy game. If someone said to me, would you like to put some money on it, on Spurs winning, I would say, no, thank you.
What do you reckon, draw?
No, I just don't know where the game's going to go. I think psychologically and emotionally, it's a really messed up game. And purely because of the result today. Where's Leeds' head? Right, they're now safe. They're now Premier League players. Are they going to free up and play with an abandonment that makes it really difficult for Spurs, or are they just going to go, "Oh, we're up," you know, and okay, whatever happens tomorrow, and it plays into Spurs' hands? Does that make sense? So is it A or is it B that's Leeds going to turn up? And then on the same point of Spurs, is it going to be the Spurs that won at Villa? Finally produce at home? Is it going to be that team, or is it going to be the team that we normally get Spurs at home, B, where they just don't turn up and lose? So it's a real that's where I am, nowhere. I have given you no clues. I haven't got a clue, and I'm meant to be the expert.
We're just doing a little bit of sort of research. It does say that notable results away from home. For example, they lost 5-0 at Arsenal, didn't they? They lost 3-0 at Brighton.
Are you talking about Leeds?
Leeds lost 2-0 at Burnley.
Yeah, their home form has been what's kept them in the Premier League. But, this is a team, we put Sunderland to one side because Sunderland have been absolutely outstanding. Remember the last 2 years, the teams who got promoted have been relegated, gone, right? So now we've got two teams who have managed to do it, and thank goodness for that. They've come into the Premier League and they've stayed in the Premier League. Sunderland with an outstanding job, outstanding man. All the plaudits, well done. And now Leeds as well, exactly the same. So well done to them. But I'm still not quite sure what Leeds team's going to turn up tomorrow at Spurs. You can imagine. I think it'll be a good Leeds team. I just think the result today is actually worked more in Leeds' favour than in Spurs' favour.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, because I think if I was a Leeds player, I'm safe in the Premier League. I've got a big Monday night game. The whole football world is going to be watching, apart from Millwall fans and Middlesbrough fans, because there's another great big game tomorrow, and that is just as big. But I think it might free them up to be dangerous for you.
Well, that's a Leeds points away for average at 0.82.
Oh, you're leaning on it, aren't you?
I'm on the stats.
Yeah,
They've lost 7 and drawn 8 away from home.
Okay, so you think a comfortable win for Spurs?
It's a comfortable win. I just think Monday night under the lights, after that win last week, which was really difficult,
West Ham's results,
if Conor Gallagher plays like he played last weekend
in the number 10 role,
in that more advanced role, starting the press and chasing people down, I could only see a Spurs win.
Well,
and I'm hoping for that.
Okay.
Obviously.
Well, I would say that the difference between Gallagher in that role away from home at home is significant, because away from home, there's not so much emphasis on him to create, and I don't think that's his particular strength. Tomorrow night he's going to have to create in that role, and it might not be so easy for him. You know, when he's away from home, all that charging around, absolutely brilliant, and efficiency that he's got. I love him as a footballer, love him. But, you know, slightly different game tomorrow. We'll see.
If Spurs can go and get the 3 points tomorrow night, 4 points clear of West Ham, you've got to put them in the drive.
And the goal difference, yeah.
And the goal difference.
I mean, they've got to go to Newcastle and win, haven't they?
Oh, West Ham?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a tough call. They've won their last two. Eddie's, settled the ship a little bit. He had that big meeting with the management up there. He's obviously going to be the manager next year. They've obviously got a plan to go forward. And it's settled the ship there. And
they can't lose their last game of the season at St James's Park.
Well, they can, but
they can.
They can.
Rick McCarthy says
they can.
They can.
But I think it's a tough call.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
let's be honest. I think if you win, what you would think you'd save, right?
Yeah, I just don't like the idea of us going to Chelsea.
No, that's true.
Blinking, you miss it. Barcelona are now 2 goals up in El Clasico.
What a week for Real Madrid. Wow.
Do you know what?
It must be the worst week I can ever remember in Real Madrid's history.
Oh, God, it's bad. Let's go over to Matt, who's a Spurs fan, quickly. How are you, Matt?
Hello, mate.
How you feeling? How you feeling ahead of tomorrow night, mate?
Not too bad. Not too bad. I mean, the main thing was that West Ham didn't win.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I was thinking that we were done a bit of a favour in the other derby, the Celtic Rangers derby, because Rangers are out of it now, and they can't win the title, which means we can recall Mikey Moore for the last couple of games of the season.
You think that will happen?
No, I don't think so.
Well, Celtic beat Rangers 3-1, and that means Rangers can't win the title now, I don't think.
No, that is true, that part, but I don't think you can call back Malky, can you?
Why not? Why can't we call back Mikey Moore? Do a deal. We'll cut him out of maybe cut him $100,000.
No, once it's signed, no, it's done. It'll be to the end. It'll be till the 1st of June, that contract. So unfortunately, you won't be getting in.
You can't void it.
No,
because he's under 23, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't think so. I really don't think so. But
no, because I was going to suggest staying Scarlett as well. Because Moani's done virtually nothing all season. He owes us a hat-trick, either a hat-trick tomorrow night or a hat-trick against Chelsea, because he's done absolutely now all season. So he's got to step up to play at some stage, because otherwise that's who we're relying on, really.
Yeah, but I think in Dizabi, I see his interview this week, and I just think that there's a little bit of bounce in him, isn't there? Yes. And I think when there's a little bit of bounce in the manager, that is always reflected in the players. It's a big game for you tomorrow.
Well, it's a settled front three as well, because we've got no choice.
Yes.
So, I mean, he has to play Tell, Richarlison and Moani together, so they have to work together, so they have to play together. So, like I say, with Gallagher behind him, he's not that creative, but he gets the ball back and he can offload it. As long as Tell's making the runs in behind and Richarlison's lurking about being a little chaos merchant.
I said to Madge, Richarlison, he's just got this sort of way about him that he can come up with a goal at the most crucial of times. He can be, I know he's going to be so disappointing at times. I genuinely think he's going to get the goals that keep you up.
Well, he's done one of them last week, didn't he?
Well, of course. But here we go.
Brilliant, cool. Yeah. Thank you very much, Matt. 03.
Good to enjoy that, Matt, tomorrow.
22 3 4 is the number.
I know Leeds fans will be enjoying it, regardless of the result.
Coming up on Tragedy Express, they'll be talking about a hugely important El Clasico, where it's currently Barcelona 2 and Real Madrid 0 after goals from Rashford and Ferran Torres. But next up, we're going to be looking back at Sunday's other games, and Pards has done some homework. This is the final word.
I'm going to go Friday after work pint number 5, mate.
Number 5.
There he is. So do you want it? You ready?
Yeah, go on.
In number 5.
Number 5.
Friday after work pint. You've worked hard all week. You know, you want to go there, just have that first pint. You've earned it.
Number 4.
Beer garden pint. This can happen any time of day.
Good pint.
Any time, any day of the week. Yeah. Saturday afternoon, meet the lads. Sunday afternoon.
Good pint.
Right, sun's got to be
Number 3.
Football pint. The football pint's in. You meet your lads, meeting up Saturday afternoon or Sunday, whatever it is. First pint, in you go. Hey, we're going to get a beer again.
Yeah.
Number 2.
The holiday pint. Mr. O'Hara wants that one. Yeah. When you get there, you've done the journey. You've gone through everything you need to do. Passport, security checks, the journey. You get out, you smell, you feel a bit grubby. Don't care. You get on wherever you get to then you get to your destination. Bags get dropped. Sit there. You've earned this pint.
Yeah, it's a good pint.
Good pint.
That's my favourite.
There you go.
Number 1.
Yeah.
Airport. It's the only one, mate. Airport pint. It's the only one. You're there. It doesn't matter what time. Not with lads. No. Doesn't matter who you're with. If you're with me, 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, 3, wherever it is, that's the point.
Do you know what's disappointing in this whole, ranking that we've done?
Have I missed something?
Yeah, well, your missus. There's not one pint that involves your missus. Not one.
I'm at the
Where's
airport.
Hannah in this?
I'm at the airport with her.
No, you're not. You're not at the airport with her. You're with Razor Ruddock.
No, hold on.
You're not.
Hold on. Let me
Hannah's involved in none of these pints.
No, hold on. I'm at the airport with her, definitely. I'm definitely with a holiday pint. I'm definitely with football. I'm definitely not.
You are listening to the Final Word phone in here on talkSPORT with me, Majestic, alongside experienced Premier League gaffer, Alan Pardew. We could have done the old grassroots shout today because so many have come in. I must say, I'm going to be biased because I'm going to do mine. Obviously, I said about Leo winning.
Of course.
But my 2 nieces have been away on a football tour and both won. That's it.
Where'd that come from?
My sister's messaged me, said, Kev, can you...
Oh, if your sister's mentioned it, you must...
And she's the gaffer. She's the elder sister.
Don't mess about with your sister, mate.
She said Girls Pro Pumas, who won the ESF Bogner Butlins tournament.
Butlins?
Yeah. My niece, Eloise, plays, and my brother-in-law, he manages the team. So they won. And then, congratulations to Girls Pro Lions, who won the ESF Bogner Butlins tournament, who my niece Paige plays for. So both girls won. So well done to the other girls of the Girls Pro Leopards, under 10s, and to the Lions as well. Wow. The girls doing it.
A lot of finals this weekend.
Lots of finals.
For the young uns out there, and you're not so young.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, well done to my nieces Eloise and Paige. Congratulations.
And to everybody who won something this weekend, well done.
And
always
for
an achievement.
those that didn't win, who's in the final, congratulations for making it that far. Go again.
Commiserations.
Yes. Yeah. But I'm not doing the whole...
It's never nice to lose, is it?
No, it's not nice to lose, but I'm not that one to go, here's the medal for taking part. We've got to get rid of that in life. You've got to feel when you lose and go again and win. It's even better when you win next time.
Do you know what the award that should be scrapped across the nation?
Clubman.
Clubman
of the year. If you get Clubman, you know. You look at yourself in the mirror and you go,
yeah, nah, come on.
Have I got the Clubman?
If you picked up Clubman of the Year this weekend, we want to hear from you next week.
03717.
You're going to have to change clubs.
Double two,
if
double
someone's
three,
give
double
you
four.
a Clubman of the Year, just change clubs. You need a new start.
We want to hear. I want a message right now from someone, and even if it is your son, your daughter, let me know if they got Clubman, because we'll basically give you the overall picture, which is they're saying.
Yeah.
Right, let's talk about.
Thanks for being sub all year. Yeah.
Let's go to the other games, because in the Premier League earlier today, Burnley drew 2-2 with Aston Villa. Obviously, Aston Villa in the Europa League final. But the thing about this now is Aston Villa, for me, odds-on favourites to win that final.
Yeah.
So that means they're into the Champions League, which means another place.
And I was at the Fulham, where they're both contending for that Europe position, and Bournemouth obviously coming out on top. Oh, excellent, by the way. And they're a part of my quiz. We'll come on to them in a minute.
Nice. But yeah, Bournemouth could make the Champions League.
Yeah.
After selling their best
220 million or whatever they brought in.
Yeah. And everything they did with Kirkes. Who went? Kirkes. Hoyland went as well. There was a load of them that went in.
I can't.
Cleeson, sorry, not Hoyland.
The centre back.
Yes.
But yesterday, they got some players. I mean, they're going to lose 2 or 3 again.
Yeah.
They got some outstanding footballers. I mean, the scouting process there. You know, if I was to say this year who's done the best scouting award, I think it would be them. Above Brighton, above Brentford. They really have unearthed some gems again. Outstanding.
No clubman's there.
No, well, there's always a clubman.
There's always a clubman.
There's always a clubman.
Right, we got the clubman of talkSPORT. We'll have to do that one day.
No.
If I get the clubman award, I'm walking out. So yeah, Burnley 2, Aston Villa 2. Villa now, whether it's the league or the Europa, they've got the options on the table to get to the Champions League, really, haven't they?
Yeah. And Emre, what a fantastic... what is this? I think it's his 6th final. He's won 4, lost 1, I think. And this will be his 6th. So won 4 of them. Wow, this will be his 5th win. It's outstanding, isn't it?
They might as well give him a version of that trophy for himself.
Yeah. He's not picking up Clubman of the Year.
No, he's not.
No.
Nottingham Forest 1, Newcastle 1.
Yes.
That point, very important for Forest now with everything that's gone on today. That's secured their safety.
Yeah, absolutely. And from a position where it looked like they were going to go, and I think even my good self was backing them to be the ones that was going to go. But they rallied. The new manager that come in definitely turned them around. His personality comes out in him, doesn't it? You can see he's a personality manager. You can see players love him. And I think that's what they needed, a bit of love at that football club.
Yeah. Do you think it's been a bad season for Newcastle?
It's been... I can't... Well, the season I had was bad when we was in Europe, and Eddie's suffered the same fate this particular year. Sometimes when you get 2 or 3 key injuries and you're in a European campaign, it massively knocks you, and you just can't get any consistency in your league form. Happened to me, and it's happened to Eddie. Unfortunately for Eddie, a bit like myself, I survived that year, and it looks like Eddie's going to survive, and I'm pleased for him because I think he's an outstanding manager, and I think bit of work, bit of surgery needed there in terms of the playing staff.
Yeah,
in the summer,
and obviously they lost Isaac in the summer, and that went on for.
It's interesting to see what finances are available because obviously they're the same ownership that owns Live Golf, which has obviously had funding removed.
Okay.
And Saudi Arabia looking at all their finances across the board in the sporting world, and it'll be interesting to see how they view Newcastle.
Mate, they're pulling the old purse strings back.
Yes.
Across the board in Saudi.
Yeah, that's right. Boxing too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Another one of your former clubs, Crystal Palace 2, Everton 2. Great week for Crystal Palace as they make the Conference League final. Pardew, you're going to be at the final for talkSPORT.
I am going to go and do the commentary, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Got Sam and Crookie, I think, is coming. And Adrian, obviously the main man. So that's a nice team going out there. And
is it Budapest? Well, no. That's
Leipzig.
Leipzig,
good city, beautiful city. I've been there before, played in the stadium. It's just one of the stadiums where the ground comes in from behind the stand. Nice. They wheel it out and wheel it in.
Wheel it out.
Hopefully they'll be wheeling in a Crystal Palace victory.
Another potential piece of silverware for Crystal Palace, that Conference League final, European silverware as well. How big would it be for Palace and Glasgow to go out on that high?
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that I think we've won the Conference League last 2 years, have we? 3 years? Can't remember. Because West Ham won it, Chelsea won it. I genuinely think it was a competition. When they got demoted into it, I thought they'll win that. But you still got to win it. And, and alongside the league campaign, and particularly with the manager kind of, I wouldn't say losing the plot a little bit, but he did lose his way midway, didn't he? You know, and he started making comments about he'd be leaving at the end of the year, and he made it in and made that announcement and all that. I wish he hadn't done that, but nevertheless, Crystal Palace fans will take that all day. 3 trophies, wow! I mean, what can you say? Outstanding! What an outstanding achievement! Not just the manager, the playing staff, all the people in the background. Ben, my old analyst, is still there. Steve Parrish, everybody. What a job they've done there. Brilliant.
Yeah, like I said, if the Palace fans can have that moment again, the European limbs.
Can you imagine? You know, I've obviously got people who live around me who are Palace fans. They're We're all going.
We're all going for a Palace final. 03717 223344. Pards, we got Pards' prediction list here. What's this?
Well, no. What I thought was, right, because it's been a strange year in a number of ways.
Very.
I'm going to give you a little quiz, right? So I'm going to rewind you.
Rewind.
So rewind you to the start of the season. Now, your mindset is the start of the season.
Yes.
You ready?
Okay, yeah.
And I will even give you 5 games in to the start of the season.
Yep, right? I'm ready.
So here we go.
Can we get a little bed under this, please? Can we get the normal spa bed?
So this is your option. If it's 1 to 5, right? If you think there's a great chance of it happening, right, it's a 5.
Okay.
Right, if you honestly believe that.
Trivia on a Sunday. This is nice.
But if you don't think it's realistic, remember where you are. You start the season. It's a 1.
Okay.
Right, so here we go. My first statement. Man United will finish above the champions Liverpool.
Oh, how likely is that?
Yeah. What you got?
1.
Yeah. I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Right? Crystal Palace will win a European final.
I'd say 4.
Yeah, well, because it was the conference.
Conference,
maybe. Yeah, okay. Bournemouth will play Champions League football without the need for qualifying. Remember where you are, right at the start of the season, when they lost all those players.
That is 1.
That's another 1, right? West Ham will go down.
3.
What you actually thought.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They had Graham Potter at the start of the season, didn't they?
Well, okay. Spurs will have 3 managers in this season.
1.
World Club champions Chelsea will finish 9th.
Oh, that's got to be 2.
Yeah, I think that's a bit. I mean, it's incredible, some of this stuff. Also, Chelsea, by the way, they will sell their women's team for 198 million. That's on the books only, obviously.
Yeah.
Would you have thought that?
I'd say 3 because of the owners.
Okay. Arsenal will win the Premier League and currently be unbeaten in the Champions League. Now, well, I want to say this again, right? Okay, you could say Arsenal winning the league is a 3 or 4, but undefeated in the Champions League takes some doing.
Yeah, that does take some doing. I mean, I'm not even going to give the whole, look how they played in the latter stages. Because look how they played in the early stages.
They played PSG, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'd say 3.
I mean, I ought to give that a 2.
Really?
Millwall to get to the Premier League.
Wow.
I mean, no one see that coming.
No, that's a 1.
Now, I'm not saying they're going to get there, but I'm just saying
That's
these
a
are
1.
statements, right? That's a 1.
You got Stevenage 1 in there for me?
No, I've got 2 more. Premier League clubs win all 3 European competitions.
I'm going to give that a 5.
What you genuinely thought?
Yeah,
at the start of the
100%.
season?
Because
we did say Villa. We fancied Villa all the time, and Palace a little bit.
So then you would have thought Liverpool, Man City.
Correct.
You would have said Arsenal.
No. Okay, that's
You'd have
fair
said
enough.
Liverpool, Man City.
And last one, Celtic will win the Scottish Premiership. They haven't, by the way. They got to play Hearts at home next week with Martin O'Neill as manager. Wow.
Well, especially because my next thing on the start of the season would have been, don't forget you can catch Martin O'Neill tomorrow at 10 o'clock with Simon Jordan.
Now, the reason I brought that up is because, you know, at the start of the year, you asked me to make predictions for the season.
I did, didn't I?
And it just goes to show you how difficult, I didn't use a swear word there, but I was going to, how difficult it actually is. Isn't it? It's so difficult to predict.
The Premier League this season has thrown up all sorts. And if you look at even the table, like, if Spurs get a win tomorrow night, I'm sure we're only like 9 points behind Chelsea. That's how tight. You know, it's tight at the start.
Yeah. No, it's been
tight.
I'm going to say something to you on a managerial, tactical level, right? When that PSG team won the Champions League final, if you said to me that the Premier League will be dominated by long throws and set plays after PSG passed the opposition off the pitch, score goals for fun, were absolutely stunning and beautiful to watch, we was going to have a season quite as staid as this, i.e. in terms of performances. And I'm talking this is not an Arsenal bashing, I'm talking across the league.
Stop it.
Across the league, we'd be dominated by long throws and set plays. I'd have said no chance. We'll have a season where at least 10 or 15 clubs will be trying to be PSG. And that has not happened.
Hasn't it? Great quiz. I enjoyed that. Still to come, before we pass the baton to the brilliant Changier Express, we will reveal who our mystery musical footballer is, and we will talk about the war between Daniel Dubois and Fabio Wardley. Yeah, this is the final word phone in on talkSPORT.
Jason Cunny was alongside Jeremy O'Hara on the Sports Bar after the game. He said he can see Arsenal shutting PSG down in the final.
Teta will not allow a basketball match. He won't. He won't.
Was it going to be tactically defence then?
No, it won't be tactically defence, but I think that Arsenal, they're measured. Arsenal control games. They don't. Now, Arsenal are brilliant at doing that. They can be at times dull to watch because of that, but in a one-off game, who cares? I think Luis Enrique would probably want it to be a more open affair. I don't think Arteta will allow it.
Not the game we were expecting last night. You pointed out there, I said over 4.5 goals. I did think they're a bit well done to PSG and Luis Enrique for shutting out the game.
Yeah.
I mean, that proves there's another side to them, right?
Yeah, they can dig in when they need to. I mean, it helps they've got wonderful footballers. And I guess when you get a goal so early after 3 minutes with that attacking front line, it doesn't make the job easier. But when you've got the pace of Kvaratskhelia and Dembele, Doué can run, you've got Vitinha in the middle of the park, it does help the fact that you could just sit in there and defend because it's counter-attack. No one's catching you. You're being behind them. So, yeah, it's gonna be fascinating now to see what happens in the final. PSG was probably the team I didn't want. I'd prefer Bayern. But now it's PSG. You've got to go out there and put a performance in. It's going to be difficult. And I've said it before. I think Arsenal, to win this fixture, potentially may have to be perfect in terms of they may have to put in the best performance they've ever put in under Mikel Arteta in any competition.
Is that the only way you can see Arsenal winning, by playing the best they've ever played?
I think they have to think defensively. They have to be rock solid.
No, they are pretty much like that anyway.
Yeah, but there's still times you give it. Like if you give that sawed-off opportunity to Dembele, he ain't missing that.
No, you're right.
Song number 1, Tony Christie with Way to Amarillo. Song 2, The Cause, the Irish chorus. My mum loved the chorus. Leave Me Breathless.
it all about?
And Alfie. And who is in the
Bang it
film?
out.
Alfie.
Everybody loves Silly, you know.
Everyone loves Silla, but they also love who?
Michael Caine.
And where is Michael Caine from?
Bermondsey.
Bermondsey. Home of who?
Millwall.
Nobody likes us, and we don't care.
Yeah.
So there were your 3 songs, and the answer, of course, Pards.
Tony Cass. Garino.
Big Cass.
Big Cass. A pundit, which we gave him a little bit of a tip, didn't we? We said he was a employee at talkSPORT.
Yeah, we did.
Was that an employee? He's a freelancer.
Yeah. Well, he's just a legend.
A legend.
Big Cass is a ledge. And of course, that is.
Played against him when he played with Teddy. Teddy Sheringham and Tony Cascaroni for Millwall. Can you imagine? What a team.
Hey, that's why they were so good. And I tell you what, they've done a great job this season. And
the most frightening player I ever played against, Terry Urlock. I was a little bit.
You?
Intimidated, yeah. I used to like to have a rumble with anyone, Vinny and all that. I'd have a little rumble, but Terry, I was a little bit like, oof.
That's when you was not Butch.
No, just stay away from Terry. He was one of those people that was, he just had a look about him.
Yeah,
a menacing look.
And of course,
like Roberto Duran.
The reason why we talk about a Millwall player, an ex-Millwall player, is because tomorrow, live on talkSPORT 2 tomorrow evening, Millwall take on Hull in the Championship Playoffs semi-finals second leg, presented by Natalie Sawyer, and commentary from Jim Proudfoot and who? Tony Cascarino. Cass will be
big Cass
on comms.
No one knows Millwall better than Cass.
And a nice reunion for Nat and Cass, because they used to do the weekend breakfast show together.
Yeah, they did. They, of course, they did.
So they'll be back together.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
they'll be back together, and they love each other, so that's great. But what an atmosphere that's going to be tomorrow night! It's so difficult for Hull because that will be like electric.
It will
over
be.
At Millwall.
Although Hull won there
over there. Wow.
Hull won 3-1 in the league there, didn't they?
Oh no, Hull good side. Hull could do it, but my gut feeling is that the fans will get them over the line. Wow, that'll be
if Millwall can get
noisy.
If Millwall can get to Wembley, they'll bring a crowd, won't they?
And the other game intrigues me because we've had this situation where Southampton Spygate, right, on Middlesbrough, and they're now at home with a 0-0. The advantage is Southampton's. I mean, you'd like to think that Southampton, with the class they showed in the semi-final, will win that game. And then, wow, Spygate becomes even bigger. If Middlesbrough win, okay, Spygate can be put to bed a little bit, but oof.
I like this. I got Clubman of the Year when I played for the under 15-year-old Leighton Wingate in
Leighton Wingate?
Yeah. My mum still got the trophy. He's 51 years old now. Only football trophy I got. I turned up every Sunday, played once and scored a belter. I'm a Spurs supporter since birth. I love that. I was basically water and orange boy for 3 seasons, but I was love.
Lovely. Lovely. What's his name? We got to read it out. We got his name there.
It says Ballistic as the name.
Okay.
Ballistic, give us your name.
We love
give you a shout. We love that. We asked for a clubman, and like a true clubman, turned up and delivered. And that's why every club needs a clubman.
Yeah.
Right. It's now time to talk about a hugely entertaining fight in Manchester last night, and this is how it sounded on talkSPORT.
2 men whose fights almost never see the final bell. This isn't a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Don't blink.
Wardley aims a big right hand, whistles over the shoulder. Oh, he's gone down! And Dubois on the canvas.
Both guys loading up. You hear the oohs and the ahs.
Down goes Dubois again for the second time. Great shot from Wardley.
Both guys simultaneously throw the right hand. Both connect. What a war we've got here.
Great shots from Dubois. How is Wardley taking all this?
Gotta stop it. He's got too much heart for his own good. It's going to get dangerous. He's taking a lot of clean shots.
Oh, that's it. That's got to be over.
Buster stopped it. Right hand with 2 left hands. Wardley is bitterly disappointed, but it's a right decision. And new WBO heavyweight champion of the world, Triple D, Daniel Dynamite Dubois.
Great warrior, man. Love sharing the ring with Fabio. Nobody could ever question him again, ever.
Wow, what a fight that was indeed, seeing Daniel Dubois become world champion yet again for the second time in an absolute slog of a fight.
Do you know, I only see the highlights. I never watched the fight, but it reminded me of Paul Whitehouse in the Fast Show, the hardest game in the world, son. Hardest game in the world. And boxing is.
Well, it is,
The hardest game in
and
the
you know,
world.
the respect between the pair of them afterwards was clear to see. And the thing is, for me, that's probably one of the best heavyweight title fights I've seen in a long
And then
time.
talk to me about like the levels. Like technically, was
Technically, okay. So the last time I've probably seen a heavyweight sort of slugfest like that would have been one of the Dillian Whyte and Derek Chisora fights. They used to go at it, those two.
Yeah.
But there was more technicality to this fight, to the pair of them, because we know, and Spencer Oliver said it on comms as well, Daniel Dubois, if he gets behind his jab correctly, he's a problem. And every time he did that during the fight yesterday, he was just lining up that right, and every time he did that, it was unreal. He's got such a great jab on him. And the thing with Fabio has the heart of several lions.
He didn't even go down, did he?
No, he is.
I mean, some of the shots he took were incredible.
There's a lovely video afterwards of him saying to his mum he's okay.
Did he?
Like, yeah. Afterwards he talked to her.
Your mum's only going to go there and worry.
I think that is deserved. I'm sure there probably is a rematch clause. That deserves a rematch.
And probably fight of the year.
So far, that's going to be up there.
Win some sort of trophy.
You know what? Fabio and Fraser Clark, in their first fight at the O2, they had a real good fight like that. That was even better than that fight there. And you know what? The big shout to Ben Davison, who's Fabio's coach, who I know very well. A lot of people saying about, he should have thrown the towel in earlier. No way. Fabio, he would have been annoyed. Like, he is someone who's not going to go out easily. And the thing is as well, as much he was taking a bit of a pounding from Daniel, he was reacting. He was coming back to him. He was throwing shots back. So
always know. I always think when a boxer, I don't know because it's 10 seconds is a long time in a boxing ring, isn't it? If they ain't thrown a punch for 15, 20 seconds,
it wasn't that.
It's over.
It's only at that last sort of few combos and the ref stopped it. The ref was covered in blood, wasn't he?
Was it?
It was everywhere.
I see the clip of the commentators getting
Listen, a great job all round by the talkSPORT team as well. Done the boxing, they do a great job in there. Don't forget the talkSPORT boxing channel, and of course the boxing podcast with Simon Jordan. And I'm sure Simon will have a lot to say on that.
Did Simon call that? He usually throws the prediction in. Did he think?
I think he did. I think he did actually. That's all from us. The Sports Breakfast Show returns tomorrow from 6 a.m. with Jeff Stead and Aston Villa legend Gabby Agbonlahor. Up the Villa! And he'll be joined by Arsenal superfan Piers Morgan. That's followed by Gunner legend Martin Keown joining White and Jordan. Fireworks as always, and I'm sure Simon will have a lot to say about that fight. If you need some music in the morning, go to the talkSPORT app and swipe across. Friend of the show, the brilliant Chris Evans on Virgin Radio. I love the fact that TFI is back as well. That's great to see. There's a huge live week of football across the network, including Man City taking on Palace, live on talkSPORT on Wednesday evening.
And if you want to have a little flutter, Sky Vegas.
Sky Vegas is the place to be. We will be back next Sunday, but up next on talkSPORT is one of the best shows on the network. It's the Trans Europe Express from me, Imagine in Pards.
It's a very good evening.
Let me apologise immediately if there's any smugness or glee from my co-host today. But you are used to Alex Crook by now. But Gabby Agbonlahor is also very happy. Put your cigar down. Great performance. Well done. Congratulations.
Very much, thank you.
Do you reckon you could manage to be just a little bit humble? Because